think I'm live. I think I'm live. Peace, 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 love, harmony, and light. I think I'm live. I think. All right. Good, 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 good. Man, was good, was good, was good. Oh man, it feels so good. It feels great. First off, let me just say that YouTube finally, you know, they lifted the restriction from me doing live videos on this channel. So we good on this channel in terms of doing the live. All right. So American Aboriginal Sun is back in effect. All right. So peace and love to the family, man. It's been a minute. I've been on the grind, man. Hitting the pavement real hard. All right. I got some important information to share with you guys this evening, and we're gonna get into it. I'm a little bit tired because I literally I would say maybe like 4 or 5 states, within the past 6 to 7 days, hitting the streets, doing work. For me, it's about action. Yes, it is good to talk. Ain't nothing wrong in talking. And nothing wrong in thinking. But to me, the truth always comes into play when the action start taking place. All right. So it's all about, for me, it's all about action. I'm tired of talking. I'm really tired of talking. And tonight I just want to share some information with you guys. But let me just start off by giving thanks to the Great Spirit. Hey man, it's a beautiful, like I tell people, it's a beautiful time to be alive. Like literally, regardless of whatever you're going through in your life right now, it's a beautiful time to be alive. I promise you that it is, because things will change and things are changing, but only the people who are actually in tune will see the change. Everybody wasn't meant to see the change or even experience the change. All right. And that's just what it is. But for those of us who are in tune, we see the gradual changes, we see things are happening. And the walking dead will not see that. The walking dead will not see it because they are too distracted. All right. And it's okay though, because like I said, it's not their time to see that. All right. Peace and love, Brother Taloff, Messiah. God body, peace, peace, peace. Sister Onyx, peace and love. Man, I just gotta say that our nation members, man, I gotta give them a shout out. All right, family. I got so much to share with you guys, but let me just take it from the top. All right. The reason why I went to Florida, that inspired that road trip. But first, let me just say thank you to all our nation members, because that's what our nation is about. Family. I tell people there's a difference between relatives and family. Relative is blood. Okay, relatives is blood, but family is the people that always have your best interest at heart. Okay, no judgment. Even if we may have our differences, but when it's time to stand up for each other or be there for each other, then that's what family does. And that's what our nation is like. That's what our nation members are. We are family. You feel me? So peace and love, Canelo 45, and it's like I said, man, it's a beautiful feeling. So the reason for going to Florida, for those of you guys who've seen the last video and asking you to to download the notice and send it to the governor of Florida. I am going to talk a little bit about that, and I still have that link below for those of you who haven't done it. All right, I would like you to, just pretty much download the link. Okay, download the link, sign it, and send a copy to the governor of Florida and the attorney general. All right, on behalf of our brother and sister. So here's the situation without going, too much into the story. Long story short, these people, and when I say these people, I'm talking about this system, okay, the matrix. All right, we are living in the matrix, whether you want to believe it or not. All your life you have realized or felt that something is wrong, but you just don't know what it is. Okay, but the matrix it's all around you. It's in your school, it's at your job, it's in the church, it's all over, man. It don't matter how you turn, the matrix is around. Okay, and we got into the matrix. We are in the matrix right now voluntarily, but we didn't get into the matrix voluntarily. It wasn't our choice. All right, that was a decision that was made for us without our free and prior consent. So I'm going to talk about that this evening, and steps that we have to take towards getting out of the matrix, because it's only when you're out of the matrix then you are safe. You feel me? And you can get out. You can get out, because if you look at the movie, the Matrix trilogy, you have part 1, 2, and 3. Part 1, Matrix, Neo, he understood what the matrix was, and he had to fight his way to get out, but he couldn't get out. Part 2, he still couldn't get out. Part 2, he was still in the matrix. It's only in part 3 he got out of the matrix. But during the matrix, you heard Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith said that you are in my world. Okay? You are in my world. What does that mean? It means that when you are in the matrix, you are not in a world of your own. Okay? In the matrix, there is a God, but it's not the God. And I'm going to explain to you what I mean. In the matrix, there is a God. In other words, the God that created the matrix is your God. You feel me? No, I'm not saying that's what you serve. I'm just telling you what it's meant to be. So the matrix that was created, it has a God. And the God is the one that created this birth certificate and gave you a new identity. All right. They made a new creation. And I've done videos explaining that. But now I'm building, taking it to a different level this evening. So I'm going to break a couple of things down for you. So for some people, it may make sense, and some people it may not make sense. So you have to go back and look at videos. I can't say which one in particular, but I just do random videos and just speak on things randomly. All right. So when Neo was trying to get out of it doesn't matter how he turned. Everything in the matrix was a distraction. Even that so-called beautiful lady in the red dress, she wasn't real. And a lot of times, a lot of us, we see that distraction around us, that lady in the red dress, and we get distracted. And that's why so many people are lost, because they can't stay focused. And that's why so many people can't get out the matrix, because they cannot stay focused. There is always that distraction. You feel me? So the same situation with Neo. But Mr. Smith said, this is my world. And what does that mean? It means that the people who created the birth certificate, you are living in their world. It is their world. Okay, so you like Alice in Wonderland, so to speak. All right, you just existing in their world, and it's whatever they say goes. All right, anytime you step into their world, it's their rules. But the thing is, you don't have to be in their world. You don't have to be. That's a choice that we make right now, because you are aware of that. You are considered an adult. So as an adult, you have a choice. Everyone has free will. Okay? Everyone has free will. But when we were born, okay, we were put in the matrix, and it wasn't our fault. It was done through our parents. Okay? So that's just a precursor to some of the things that I'm going to build on. But I'm going to talk a little bit about Florida. So I got a call from, my brother and his wife, and because a lot of us are waking up, and a lot of you guys are going to experience this. Now, it doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong, because these people always want to send a message. Okay? They always want to send a message, so you have to keep that in mind. All right? It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. We are on the right path. But I always tell folks, we have to be realistic. We are prisoners of war in our own land. Okay? What does that mean? It means that before 1492, we were chilling in the Americas. And I'm talking about tribes. We were a tribal people. We still are a tribal people. We're just not aware that we are tribal people. Because if you realize, we all cling to little groups. We all cling to little groups. And that's just part of the culture. It's in our DNA. How many of you, really in the streets, you go by the name that your mother or your father gave you? Because by nature, in our culture, we named ourselves. Okay? So a lot of times in the culture, A child would not get his or her title, okay, until they go into nature or they go somewhere and they do something and they say, well, mom, dad, or whoever in the indigenous language, I am brave eagle, or I am a hawk, or whatever. That's how children were named. Or sometimes the parents would get a vision or a dream. Okay. So that's how it worked. You feel me? So a lot of times we tend to give ourselves what's called nicknames. Nicknames. Just because that name that your mother or father gave you, it doesn't really quite resonate with you. All right. So talking about the names, these people again see us waking up, the people who created the matrix. So they're fighting back. They don't want us to be free in our own land. So us being prisoners of war before 1492, once again, we were chilling. We were chilling, okay? Many tribes all over the Americas. They heard about us. They came into our land again, long story short, and they made us prisoners of war, okay? Now, treaties were supposedly signed, but they never honored the treaties. They never honored the treaties. So they talked our people, our ancestors, into becoming part of their societies. What is part of this society? Whether it may be, the colonies, whether it may be the West India Company, all those different societies. Our ancestors wanted to be like them, be among them, associate with them. Okay, segregate. So little by little, our ancestors started losing their political status to become like these people. All right, even if we were already here in the land, just because our ancestors wanted to assimilate, well, voluntarily, just because they wanted to be a part of their world, they married into a lot of their families. So you would have Aboriginal men marrying Caucasian women to be citizens of the United States. And you would have Aboriginal women marrying Caucasian men to be citizens of the United States, not realizing that, well, they knew that they were already here, but I'm talking about in terms of wanting to be a part of their world. So they gave up being autonomous, okay? They gave up being autonomous to become citizens, to become part of their world, not knowing that was a detriment. And that kind of led to the situation that we're in today. All right. It led to that situation. It's us wanting to associate with them, their system, their way of life, their ideologies. But they say, you know what? Nah, the only way you're going to do it is if you become a citizen and give up your identity as the Indian. All right. And we're going to touch about, we're going to touch a little bit about being called Indians and all those things. All right. We're going to go through a lot of information this evening. All right. But because we are becoming aware of who we are, they are watching, they are paying attention. Don't think they are not watching. Believe me, they on YouTube, okay? They on Facebook, they watching, they know. They know. So they making it a little harder for us. So the situation that transpired in Florida, the brother was traveling. And once again, my brothers and sisters, it is law, all right? There is a law and many, many Supreme Court cases. We're not just making these things up. It's the law. But the people who are supposedly put in place to uphold the law, they themselves are not taught what the law is. They were only taught statutes and codes. They were only taught from a legal perspective. And what we have to realize is there's a difference between legal and lawful. And what's lawful, these people are making it illegal. You feel me? So we have to know what's really going on. You feel me? So that is law. The Supreme Court have ruled on many, many, many cases that you don't need a driver's license to travel. There is a difference between driving and traveling. Now, of course, that has to be defined because these people, they came into our world and they had to put so many, again, it's trickery to pull people into their system, to pull people into their world, because our ancestors traveled our land freely, okay? Whether it may be by canoe, whether it may have been horses, on feet. You know, regardless of whatever means of transportation, we have always traveled our land. But now here comes the driving. So within what you call statutes and codes, all right, a lot of the indigenous people and so-called okay, you had the white slaves, right, that came here and fought for their independence. So they call themselves sovereigns. Now, by no means I'm calling myself a sovereign. I'm not a sovereign citizen, all right? I'm not part of any sovereign society, but they call themselves sovereign. The king and the queen of England told them, well, you'll come work for 7 years, all right? After you work, we'll give you some land. The 40 acres and a mule. That was actually for them, not for us. That's why we haven't gotten it. People don't realize what's going on. This whole slavery thing for 400 years, it has nothing, it's not about us. It's about the white cargo. That's their emancipation. They are the real black people, okay? Now, I don't want to confuse you. Go look at the etymology of the word black. It means pale, okay? So they are the real black people, not us. That's why I tell people, when you call yourself black, you have adopted the curse of the pale man. Stop calling yourself that. It's a curse. So the whole slavery and the 400 years, it's about them. They were the first slaves, not us. Yes, we were enslaved, but we were not the first slave. The transatlantic slave trade, or whatever you want to call it, they were the ones who came here on ships in a large number. I'm talking about millions of them. All right? So they fought for their freedom, which is the American Revolutionary War. But everybody's thinking that that America won its independence. But that was a facade. America didn't win its independence. If you go look at the original 13th Amendment, you would see that it's not the same amendment that's here right now. Okay? So the first 13th Amendment stated that the colonies, okay, of the crown, they could never have what's called a king, a queen, a prince, or a baron. In other words, they couldn't have those noble titles, and that was the deal. However, they were allowed to have just a president. And even when King James, okay, when he gave up his hold on the colonies, okay, he still maintained the royalties that he was supposed to get from the land. So he didn't give up the business aspect of his investment. So again, it was a facade that the United States or America gained their independence. The United States is still under the crown. So what does that mean? It means that we are still citizens of England. For those of you who call yourself citizens, Black, African American, you are wards of the state, Native Americans, all those people are still under the crown. And that's a fact, because I have done videos and show you the proof. America didn't get its independence. That was a facade. It never happened. They did that to play with the people. Okay? Everybody was bamboozled, including the Caucasians. All right? And that's why a lot of them are also becoming aware, and a lot of them are fighting back. And that's why the government want to take their guns away, because they are the same people that fought against the crown for their independence during the American Revolution. So they realize that these same people are waking up to realize that they themselves were lied to. They're not really independent. So they're not going to give up their guns. So this is exactly what's happening right now. But on the other side of the fence, on the other side of the spectrum, you have the indigenous people, which is us, the American Aborigines, the AKA American Indians, who was here from the very, very beginning. Okay? So here we are. We were supposed to be treated from a government to government basis. That was the deal. The deal was, we're going to help you set up. Thank you, Copper Chatter, for the donation. I appreciate that. Okay. The deal was, we're going to help you. Now, that's what our ancestors did. Okay. What's called the Iroquois Confederacy. All the 6 nations that came together. And the deal was, we are not going to fight anymore. All right. Seeing that you guys, we're going to help you create the 13 colonies. All right. And from the 13 colonies, we're going to help you create the United States. Now, the United States was, the deal was, the United States was only supposed to be for commerce, only for commercial purposes. And it's only to be established within the District of Columbia, within a 10-mile radius, including Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Virgin Islands, okay, and the American colonies. That is what, in essence, the United States is, okay? However, just like colonization, they extended their reach into the other states, the Union states. So technically, the United States is only the District of Columbia. You feel me? So how does that play in with the American Aborigines? This is very significant because of the 13th Amendment. Everything that has been done was because of us, because they violated the treaties. So because they violated the treaties, and a lot of our ancestors gave up their status as being Indians, some of them willingly, and some of them, they didn't have a choice, because if at that point, if you said you were Indian, you would have gotten killed or sent to jail or be enslaved. So you had to give up your Indian status. All right, that was the deal. You had to give up your Indian status to become a citizen. Okay, so but the so-called black people, they were not being treated like people, like humans. Okay, they were not being treated equally. So they say, you know what? Let us pass the 13th Amendment, where we're going to make it absolutely illegal for any form of slavery to exist in the United States. Okay, and I appreciate the donation. Thank you very much. Okay, for any type of slavery to exist in the United States. But that was just for the Caucasians, because remember, the pale man was the first slave. So they did the 13th Amendment for the pale man. Get what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? All right. The 13th Amendment was just for white cargo because they were the first slaves. Okay. It was only for them to abolish slavery. But however, here you go, the so-called black people, the indigenous, the Aborigines, of course, you had some Africans here as well. Okay. We got to be real about it. Okay. We got to keep it 100. All right. They were being treated like animals. So now, because the so-called white people and the so-called black people fought together in the revolution, the so-called white people said, you know what? It's not fair. You cannot treat this so-called black people that way. You can't do that, because they remember that, you know, we fought next to them to help them gain their freedom, because they were all slaves on the plantation. I'm talking about, yes, so-called black people and white people, they were also on the plantation working together, busting their ass together. All right. So at that time, it had nothing to do with color. It was just you were a slave, whether you were so-called black or white, you were just a slave. You feel me? All right. Now, here's the thing. To make sure that the so-called black people got some rights, okay, what they did was they came up with the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment, which made them citizens as well. But if you look at the 14th Amendment, what does it say? Anyone who was born and naturalized, okay, to be a United States citizen, you have to be born or naturalized and be subjected to the jurisdiction of the United States. Now, that's very key right there. So you could be born or naturalized, but if you are not subjected, then you are not a United States citizen. And that's how a lot of our people learn the system to free themselves. Because to be a citizen of the United States, meaning that to be a ward of state or to be in their jurisdiction, you have to be subjected to the United States. So because you're born in the United States, well, the so-called United States, it doesn't mean that you're a citizen. It's only when you say that you are subjected. In other words, you are making yourself their slave. So now that's where slavery became voluntary. Okay? Does that make sense? So that's why Kanye said slavery is voluntary, because of the 14th Amendment. Everybody volunteered themselves to be slaves. They said, yes, it's okay. Yes, we are born or naturalized, but now we are subjected. Now, when you are a citizen of the United States, by default, you're a citizen of the crown because the United States is still a colony of England. And that's a fact. All right. So because we are waking up as the Aborigines, they don't want us to wake up because we are the only ones who could be the true landlords of the land. We are the only ones who could be the landlord of the land. But the true landlords, they made us become tenants. And now they are the landlords. So we are becoming, we are becoming aware of who we are. So every brother or sister who take a stand, they are coming against them. So that's what happened in Florida. Because our brother knew that the law states, many Supreme Court cases, and that's the law of the land, you don't need a driver's license. The only time you need a driver's license is when you are doing commerce, when you are doing business. However, when you're traveling, you don't need a driver's license. Okay? Registering a car is voluntary. Again, that is voluntary, and that's the law, brothers and sisters. Insuring a car is voluntary. That's the law. It's Supreme Court cases. Those are laws. But because people are afraid, people are scared to step up. All right? And here's another thing. A lot of police officers, okay, sheriffs, whoever, a lot of them, they don't know the law. Okay, they don't know. That is a fact. They don't know because they're not taught that. And I proved that when I went to Florida. So when my brother, he was traveling, he and his wife and his 10-year-old daughter. All right. Now their car slid off the road and it went into like the grass. Now they didn't harm anybody. They didn't hit anybody. They called for assistance. And when the state troopers came, they realized that they had their own plates that said private. And they had their own indigenous IDs. Okay. And they had their own title saying that their car is theirs. It wasn't registered. And that's the law. You can't do that. Okay. However, the brother is 6'2". They always look at us as a threat. So they grabbed him. They took his plates. All right. They took his ID. They took his feather. I mean, how much more disrespectful can you get? They took his feather. Now, I would rather you take my ID and not touch my feather, because to me, that's sacred. But you're going to take my ID. In other words, you let me know that you're blatantly disrespecting me. Okay? And they took him and shoved him in the back of the trooper's car. And they rolled up the window for 2 hours while they are in the middle of the street, well, on the corner, on the highway, in the country, no lights, chastising the brother's wife and daughter. Yes, I'm talking about state troopers doing that for 2 hours. And nobody, she's calling for help, calling 911, screaming, and nobody's coming to help her. You feel me? So, long story short, the little princess, you know what I'm saying? The baby 10-year-old crying, "Oh, mommy, that's not right." And the brother's in the car watching that, and he can't do nothing. And you see, that's what they have always done. Subdue our men and dominate our women. And the woman in her mind thinking, "Damn, my man cannot even come defend me." And that's what they put in our women's head. You see the game that the colonizers play? That's the game. That's how they turn us against each other. They subdue the man. So now the man can't do anything. So nowadays, it's not in handcuffs or it's nothing like that. They're not giving brothers jobs. You know what I'm saying? All those different ways of making sure that the man cannot provide for his family so that the woman will feel a certain way. But my sisters, it's a game that they are playing. It's called divide and conquer. So 2 hours, you see what I'm saying? 2 hours. The sister is on the side of the road with her baby and her husband in the car, and she's crying, screaming for help. Nobody's helping. So they call me. All right. I'm trying to talk to the troopers. They say, "Oh, we don't want to talk to nobody." Anyway, they took him to jail. All right. And the sister, and they left the sister. I'm talking about in the middle of the night on the countryside, on the highway. They left her and her daughter with no way to get home because they took the car as well. All right. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, you know what? I had to make, I mean, I was making calls all day until I finally, even before that, the brother is strong. I gotta give it to him. I mean, kudos to not just him, his wife as well, because they wasn't giving in at all. They wasn't giving in at all. All right. When he was in jail, for one, they wanted him to sign all these papers. He didn't want to sign it. That was number one. Number two, they wanted to inject him with some kind of vaccination. I don't know what the hell was in the vaccination, but I told him, nah, don't do that. So because he didn't want to take the vaccination, they told him, okay, you know what? We are going to say you have tuberculosis, and then we're going to put you in a hole by yourself. That the system in Florida is doing that. So he said, okay, you know what? Go ahead, put me in the hole. But I'm not taking, you're not putting no vaccinations in me. That's against my culture. It's against my spiritual practices. And the brother stood his ground. All right. So here I am making calls, calling. I mean, I'm calling the sheriff. I'm calling the highway patrol. I'm calling the jail. All I'm getting is the automated line. It doesn't matter who I call. I could never get through. Finally, I got through to the sergeant. I say, Sarge, check this out. This is the situation. All right. Blase, 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 blah. And I would like you guys, I want to know, what do you have in the system for his identity, his race? Okay. They tell me they had him as born in the United States, something like that. I say, nah, do me a favor. Have them update his ethnicity in their system. All right. Because he's not a United States citizen. He's an American Aboriginal, aka an American Indian, and that need to reflect that, and they have to respect him. All right, because for one, he shouldn't be there. Period. All right, you guys have no jurisdiction over him. All right, so you guys are violating international human rights law. All right. So anyway, the sergeant said, all right, you know, I'm gonna take your number, I'm gonna take your name, and I'll see what I could do, but also let them know that he could request it. He could request for his identity to be updated in the system. So I told the wife so that he could do it. And the sergeant tell me, you know, if anything, he'll call me and let me know, but he'll look out for him. All right. So that was that. That was done. Anyway, the spirit spoke to me, said, you know what? My brother is in trouble. So I got to go to Florida. I have to go to Florida. Now, everybody know I'm on the land out here in Missouri. So I'm not paying attention to money. I don't have any money, none of that. I'm just keeping it 100. All right. Because everything I'm doing, and I'm putting this into the land to show you guys that this is real. All right. That we could make this thing happen. So every little dime that I have, I'm investing it in here. Okay. So I tell myself, I'm going to go to Miami to make, not Miami, to Florida. What part? What's that? Gainesville, to get our brother out. So I made, you know, I called, I sent a text to all our nation members. I let them know the situation. And that's why I say I love our nation members, because as soon as the text went out, all of a sudden, all our nation members started, you know, they just started, you know, chipping in towards the trip. Okay. Got the car. They said, Chief, you know, just make sure you get the car. You know, here's for gas, here's for toll, here's for food. Our nation members stepped up to the fullest. All right. To the fullest. So I'm heading out to Florida right now. Went out to Florida. Okay. Oh, got our brother out. Okay. He, you know, got him out. And then it was notice time. I had to get to work. First, I had to get into meditation so I could get these notices right. I'm talking about, before I left Florida, I think I wrote, like, about, no exaggeration, like about maybe 18 to 20 notices. Okay. 18 to 20 notices I'm talking about, to send to the courts, to the sheriff, to you know, who else? You know, different situations. And they also took their children. CPS took their children. I'm talking about all that stuff is going on at the same simultaneously. So anyway, the following day we had to go to court. Now here's the thing. It's a peculiar situation. And I found that out when I went to the court. So what I did was I wrote myself in as a witness in the notices that I sent. All right. So I wrote myself in as a witness. Now they know exactly what they was doing. They didn't want me to come into the courtroom. So the bailiff told me that only the judge hasn't, you know, put in the order, okay, for me to come in as a witness. I say, it's all good. I know exactly what y'all doing. So I stayed out. Of course, you know, I had my crown and all that. Even before I got into the court, right? I'm walking in. Some Asian woman, you know, I got my where's that? I got it somewhere. But anyway, I have my my fox, you know what I'm saying, in my neck, and I'm getting ready to go through the scanner in you know, in the courthouse. She looking at me. Oh, you can't come in with this. You're gonna have to take it out. I say, what? I say, hold on for a second. Let me just explain something to you. You see this fox right here? It was a gift from you know, another chief, and this is sacred. All right, I'm an American Aboriginal. This is my land. You see this federal building right here? It's actually on my land. So I'm gonna come in with this. I'm not taking anything out. Oh, no, 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 no. I say, let me tell you one thing. I say, miss, let me tell you something. You might as well just call everybody, call all the security guards, call all the court officers, because I'm not taking it out. So they run, you know how they do, you know, this so-called supposedly big black man with feathers, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, oh, the court officers came, right? Oh, what's the problem? What's going on here? I say, well, you know, I'm an American Aborigine, American Indian, and she's telling me I can't come in with this. Now, if I'm going to go through the scanner, obviously, if I have something in there, it's going to go off. All you have to do is just, you know, use your little wand or whatever, but I'm not taking it off. So they was like, well, sir, I said, nah, don't call me sir. I'm a chief, you know? So he said, well, you know, chief, you know, you have to. I said, no, I'm not taking it off. But I promise you, I'm going to get in. Nobody's going to stop me. I was so adamant. They looked at each other. They looked at each other and they say, he's okay. And they let me go. The point I'm trying to make is I'm not saying that to impress you. I'm saying that to impress upon you is, well, you have to stand up, okay? You have to stand up and let these people know they are the guests in our home, all right? It is not the other way around. I am not the tenant, okay? I'm the landlord, and you are the tenant. And I'm letting them know this is my home. And don't tell me what I can or what I cannot do, man. That frustrates me. And I was already tight anyway. So it was going to be a big scene because I was going to cause a scene, like real talk, all right? But anyway, they let me in. We went in. They called their names. They went in, did what they had to do. So I sat down because the judge didn't want me to come into the court. I said, cool, it's not a problem. So I'm sitting there now, reaching out to the ancestors, man. I'm chanting. I mean, shit, I almost spoke in tongues, you know what I mean? Because I was speaking some shit like I didn't even understand. And I'm calling to the ancestors, man. I'm calling to the Great Spirit. And I'm like, you know, the enemies, you know, they're not going to have no power over us. You know what I'm saying? Victory is ours, and bring the enemies down to our knees. And I was going in. Okay. So now the Spirit spoke to me, right? And there was a Caucasian, appeal, officer, court officer standing in the entrance. All right. Hey, peace, Zazie. So the Spirit told me to approach him. So I approached him. I said, pardon me. I introduced myself. I said, I'm Chief Kalanago, and one of, my peoples is in there. But even before I get into the situation of what's happening, I know that, you swore an oath to the Florida Constitution. You swore an oath to the United States Constitution, and I accept your oath because the first thing, when I approached them, they already know the situation because of all the notices that we had already sent. They know it's an unusual situation, and they can't do nothing with them because they're not in their jurisdiction. So they're finding ways to pull them into contracting so that they could abuse them. But every time they send a contract, I write a notice and I resend it. So now they're getting mad. They're frustrated. So when I approached the officer, he stood up, shoulders up, ready to be like, what's up? But when I accepted his oath, all of a sudden he had to bring the shoulders down. He became a peace officer opposed to an aggressor. I said, man, listen, I came in peace. All right. Now I'm just here to require something of you. All right. Just to let you know, I'm a man and I'm speaking to you as a man acting in the capacity of an officer. And I require of you to go summon the judge because the judge got one of my peoples and they're not supposed to be in there. All right. So when I told him that, he said, sir, I said, I'm not sir, I'm chief. Don't call me sir, please, if you don't mind. So he said, chief, that's above my authority. I'm only a court officer. Only a bailiff could do that. But the bailiff was already in the courtroom. So anyway, he was like, man, what's going on? I told him, well, this is the situation. You know, I'm an Aborigine, and I explained to him what Aborigine was. And when I told him what happened, and I'm an Aborigine, aka American Indian, and what these people, his people, have done to my people, brothers and sisters, I'm just gonna keep it real. I mean, I almost cried. You know what I'm saying? The man I'm talking about is a pale man, of course, blue eyes and all that. The man started to cry. I'm talking about the officer. Tears came out his eyes because he didn't know that the original people was us. He didn't know that. That's number one. Okay. He thought the natives were the real Indians because he said, yeah, I got, native people in my family and stuff like that. I say, yes, they may be natives, but they are not the original Indians. We are. Okay. And this is exactly what happened. And I'm talking to the man for like about 20, 25 minutes, almost 40 minutes. And I'm breaking it down to him. So I got into Supreme Court laws and the real law, and I'm breaking it down to him. All of a sudden, he started crying even more because he said, Chief, I've been a police officer for 25 to 30 years. Okay? For 25 to 30 years. And I have never heard of these Supreme Court cases. They don't teach us that. I say, I know. All they teach you is statutes and codes. And statutes and codes is not law. It's municipal. It deals with the legal system. All right. And he didn't know that. Honestly, like the man didn't know. So after all that was said and done, he said, you know what, man, I thank you so much because I'm going to research that. I didn't know. So I went back into, I went to the bench and I sat down. My brother and sister was still in the courtroom. So I went back into my chanting. You know what I'm saying? I started chanting again, man. Now, victory is ours. We're going to win. No, not we're going to win. We are winning. All right. And the same officer, all right, from I was just talking to, about maybe I would say 15 minutes later, he approached me again. He said, Chief, I hope I'm not interrupting. Do you mind if like I sit down, man? Because this is mind-boggling. I would like to know more. Like seriously, I'm not being funny. I would like to learn so I could research it. So he sat down and I started going over the laws with him. All right, giving him a little more about our history, even giving him a history about his people. They were the first slaves. Literally, the man started crying again. Like I was like, damn, And then he said, man, is there anything I could do for you? Do you want me to talk to somebody to see what I could do to see if the judge could? He said, why don't you go in there and talk to the judge and let him know? So he tried to talk to somebody, but of course they wasn't trying to hear it because they know the deal. They know anytime I step in there, it's going to be a problem. And they know my brother and sister. They're trying to get them to sign contracts, but they strong. They didn't sign no contracts. And if they force them to do it, I already told them how to sign it so that they wouldn't be held liable for any contracts that was signed under duress. You feel me? So the officer was like, Chief, you know what? I'm going to keep it real with you because I accepted his oath. He got to speak the truth. He said, I'm going to keep it real with you. Okay. The reason why all this is happening is because it's an unusual situation. Based on what you were telling me, I see why they are having such a hard time. They are confused. They are baffled. They don't know what to do because you told me that you're an American Aborigine. I didn't even know that existed. All right. And that you are the original Indian and that an Indian is not a native because they normally deal with natives. And when they deal with natives, the federal government steps in. But now you are telling me that you guys are not under the federal government. All right. So they don't know what to do. So they're confused. So all they could do is try to tie them into the contracts. But every time they give them a contract, I rescind it. So that was the situation. So anyway, after we built, he kind of took some time to calm down. And then he said, man, you know what? I thank you. And if there's anything I could do, man, just let me know. I'll do it. And he left. My brother and my sister came out. And they was like, well, Chief, this is what's going on. They didn't want us to leave without signing anything, but we signed it, but we signed it, the way we were supposed to. So they did that. So I was like, cool. When I looked at it, I see it's another contract. So when we got back to the house, boom, I wrote a couple of rescission letters to rescind it, put a couple of notices together so we could rescind that. So that's the situation that we are dealing with right now. Okay. I'm saying all this to say, don't think when you step up, okay, to correct your political status, don't think you're doing anything wrong. You are not doing anything wrong. The thing is, they are not going to make it easy for us. All right? They are not going to make it easy for us. Thank you, sis. All right? They are not going to make it easy for us, because the moment they make it easy for us, guess what? They think, and even when I was talking to the officer, that was running through his mind. I say, let me tell you something, man. All right? I know you guys, or your people, they're doing what they're doing to us is because they are afraid when we step back on our throne, we are going to do the same thing that they did to us. And I tell him, no, we're not like that. You see, that's not in our nature. We are a loving, peaceful people. All we want is just to be left the hell alone, man. Just leave us alone and let us do us. You ain't got to give us nothing. Just leave us alone. That's all we want. But they are scared, brothers and sisters. They are afraid. It's fear that they have. And not fear because they feel like, you know what, they're going to, we're going to do something to them. No, they are afraid in the sense that they feel that if we step up as the people of the land, we would do exactly what they are doing to us. You feel me? But at the ending of the day, their time has come. Okay? Their time has come. And they know this. And there's nothing they could do to stop it. It's our time. It's our moment. You feel me? And that's why I come to you every single day to let you know it's time to step up. Don't miss that opportunity. Don't miss it. Because if you miss it, you'll get stuck in the matrix for another 400 years. And you don't want to do that. Okay? You don't want to do that. So no matter what they do, we are going to keep fighting. So that's when I say, okay, you know what? I want them to know we are not alone. So I put a notice together and I put it in the link below. In the previous video, I also put it in this link as well. So I would love for you guys to go to the link, the first link, the one that says for the Florida state. Please download it, and all you have to do is just sign, okay, and send a copy to the governor and send a copy to the attorney general on behalf of our brothers and sisters, our brother and sister, because we have to make sure we get our babies back into their family. And that's what it's about. And I tell people that's what we have to do for each other. Okay? Too many times where a brother gets stuck and get lost in the system. Too many times a young sister get caught in the system and she gets lost. But when you are not alone, when they know you are not alone, it's a whole different story. It's a whole different story. You feel me? I appreciate that, fam. I appreciate that. And that's what we have to do. Let them know we are not alone. And I would do the same thing I did for them. I would do it for anybody else, because that's just in my nature. Okay? I am here to assist my people. So I tell people, it's one thing to talk. You see me? It's like this, right? A lot of people just talk. And there's nothing wrong in talking, because as you can see, I'm talking right now, right? But a lot of people just like to express their freedom of speech. So what does that mean? It means all they like to do is just talk, talk, talk. They like to hear themselves talk. Okay? They talk because they want more subscribers. They talk because they want their AdSense on their videos to go up so they could make money. And that's cool. If that's your MO, that's cool. All right? Some people just want to talk because they want to feel important. And that's cool too. You feel me? And here's another thing. Some people want you to just think. Oh, well, think. But here's the thing with thinking, right? Thinking and talking is the same. And I'm going to explain. I'm going to explain to you exactly what that means, okay? Because thinking is talking and talking is thinking, all right? Thoughts. Thinking is unspoken words. And talking is spoken thoughts. So they are the same. So people who tell you, I just want you to think, and people who tell you, oh, we just talking, guess what? They're not doing anything. And I already peeped the game. It's all about business for them. Okay? It's all about business. There's no action. The only time truth exists is when there's action. Okay? When you are getting up from where you at and going across the country to assist your brother and sister, that's when the truth really comes in. okay, is when the action speaks in. When your brother hits you up, I got a situation with child support. Okay, you know what, brother? I got you. I get to my computer and I start putting some notices together. Okay, brother, okay, child support got your children. ACS got your children. Okay, cool. You know what? Boom. Action. You see me? I'm a man of action. That's when the truth only speaks. You see, because actions speak louder than words. And thank you for putting that out there. So when people just want you to think and they just want you to talk, it is part of the same thing. Okay? Because thinking is actually talking. You feel me? It's the same thing. Thoughts are unspoken words. And when you speak, those are your spoken thoughts. So where's the action? You see, where is the action? And me, I'm about action. It's time to do. And Nike said it best. Okay? Just do it. That's, I mean, man, listen, that's the best slogan apart from I am that I've ever heard. You feel me? So my thing is, yeah, let us stop the thinking. Let us stop. We've been thinking all our life. And what we thought, something is wrong. Okay? They're lying to us. Okay, oh, we know that. All right? We know that. Now it's time to put in the work. Put in the work. And that's what I'm about. Okay? Put in the work. So this is what I've also done. Everybody's always wondering, hey, we don't know what to do. What do we do? Where do we turn? How do we start? Well, I have given you guys a gift this evening. Okay? I wrote another notice. If you look below this video right now, you will see there are 2 notices. Okay? And I'm going to show you the second one that I wrote. The first one I wrote it for our brother and sister in Florida. So please, I would like you guys to fill it out. Fill it out. I mean, no, print it first, fill it out, and send one to the governor, and please send one to the attorney general. Okay? But there's a second notice that I wrote, I put together for all our Aborigine brothers and sisters, for all of y'all. Because you know what? Everybody else is talking. But Chief, I want y'all to see that Chief is doing for you, showing you where to start. And that's the great start. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to share this link with y'all that I put together for y'all. And I did that just for you guys. Okay? So that you could send to your heads of state. So I'm going to share my screen. And now you got your own notice, all right, that you could send to your, and I'm talking about you could do that all over the Americas because we're indigenous all over the Americas, okay? So you could send that to your heads of state and let's take a look and see what it is. Because like I said, man, I ain't got time to play. All right. And I'm here for my peoples, period. So I put that together just for you guys. Okay. Let me go to it right now. If you go to our nation's website right here, as you could see, there's a notice on here. It says notice to the state of Florida. If you click on that, all you have to do is download it. And then all you have to do is just sign it and send it certified mail. Please send it certified mail and keep your receipt, so that they can't say that they didn't get it. All right. So that's on behalf of our brother and sister. So if you see you go down, it's a notice/claim. I'm making a notice plus I'm making a claim to the governor, Lynn Scott, and also the attorney general, Pamela Joe Bundy. I put their real names, so to speak, because the other name that they use in office is a DBA, doing business as. So I want them to know that I'm coming after you, the real man and woman, and not your business. Okay, brothers and sisters, y'all got to peep game. So here we are. All you have to do right there is just sign your name here. And we are doing this on behalf of our brother and sister. And you don't even have to put your address. All you have to do is just sign and mail it to one to the governor and one to the secretary, the attorney general. And please make sure it's certified mail. So, and keep your receipt just in case I need to put a claim, a lawsuit on their behalf. I could use all those receipts to show that we already put them on notice. So I really appreciate you guys for doing that. And that's how we have to deal with these people. And that's what it means when we say the pen is mightier than the sword. As you could see, all Trump have to do is sign up a pen and change your life. So I'm showing you how to use the pen to get back your life. Brothers and sisters, I'm telling you, I could show you how to win. I ain't got time to be all that talking, and let's just think. No, let us put in some work. All right? It's time for some work. So this is the one that I put together for you guys. All right? And that is a letter to all heads of state. So you guys could download that. I did that for you. And you could also send it out certified mail, and let's read it. Okay, let's read it together. All right. And that's for all the indigenous people. And it's called First Contact. Okay. All right, and it goes, Halito to all member states of the United States. And at governor, I CC. So we're going to CC everybody. So what you're going to do is this, right? You here's the instructions. You're going to go and look to see who the governor of your state is, who the secretary of state of your state is, who the attorney general of your state is, who the mayor of your state is, and who's the head of the sheriff in your state. So therefore, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 copies that you're going to print, and you're going to send them certified mail to each and every one of them. So each and every one of them will get a copy. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. So in other words, you're printing 5 copies of this, and one has to go to the governor, the secretary of state, the attorney general, the mayor, the sheriff of your state. Please make sure you keep your receipt to show that you could track it and know that you sent it out and that they received it, okay? And it reads, we, the American Aborigines, aka American Indians, decided to call this line of communication First Contact because it brings back so many memories of our oral, written, and documented history when our ancestors first saw the ships of the pilgrims, Puritans, immigrants, colonizers approaching our shores. Whereas it is definitely an established but little known fact that European colonists only found copper-colored races of people with Negroid features here in North, Central, and South America, as well as her surrounding islands upon their initial arrival. Whereas the Aboriginal American people, open brackets, that alien colonists perpetually attempt to exterminate in brutal terrorist acts of genocide, police brutality, and systematic shunning, became the savages that savaged their pilgrims when they found them suffering, dying, and starving. Therefore, your debt to us is still outstanding, and Congress agrees as per House Resolution 331. Okay? Senators and representatives come from every state to make up Congress. Therefore, each and every state is bound by the aforementioned resolution and maxims of law, as are their subordinates, subsidiaries, agents, officers, employees, and affiliates. They are also bound to the Constitution for the United States of America, several treaties with our ancestors, known as Indians, American Indian, and UNDRIP, the United Nations Declarations on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, created on September 13th, 2007, and ADRIP, the American Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, adopted at the 3rd plenary session held on June 15th, 2016. Whereas we are fully cognizant that our people have been deceived, forced into accepting an unreal foreign status, yet we are posterity of races found all over the America, including her islands. Walter Ashby Plecker, along with countless others, was grossly instrumental with reclassifying Aboriginal indigenous peoples as Negro, mulatto, African American, colored, black, etc. As a result, we know these terms on birth, death, marriage, records, and other forms and documents always symbolizes code on the law, color of law, for reclassification, Aboriginal American, aka American Indians. Whereas it is your duty and obligation to we, the American Aborigines, to secure and respect our Creator-given rights, man and woman created in the image of our Creator / the Great Spirit. We, the American Aborigines, aka American Indians indigenous to the Americas, require of you to respond to the following questions. Number 1, how has your state implemented UNDRIP, ADRIP, and House Resolution 331 over the last 10 years? 2, are all levels of government, to include each county, borough, districts, townships, etc., aware of the rights of American Aborigines indigenous to the Americas? And if yes, how are they implementing them? Number 3, have the American Aborigines to the Americas in your respective states been notified of their indigenous rights? If yes, can you please provide some documentation? 4, what policies do you have in place to handle the violation of the rights of American Aborigine people indigenous to the Americas? Number 5, how do you handle violations such as forced assimilation of we, the American Aborigines indigenous to the Americas? The U.S. strongly supports UNDRIP, the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, created on September 13, 2007, and ADRIP, the American Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, adopted at the third plenary held on June 15, 2016. The U.S. also support for these declarations reflects the commitment to work with many tribes, nations, individuals, and communities to address the many challenges we, the American Aborigines, aka American Indians, indigenous to the Americas, face. Moreover, the United States is committed to serving as a model in the international community, promoting and protecting the collective rights of we, the indigenous peoples of the Americas, as well as the human rights of all individuals. Whereas the United States underlines its support for the declaration recognition in the preamble that we, the indigenous peoples of the Americas, are entitled without any form of discrimination to all human rights recognized in international law, and that we, the indigenous peoples, possess certain additional rights. Whereas the United States expressed its obligation to the Indian tribes via House Resolution 331 to deal with us from a government-to-government basis. These declarations and resolutions are treaties / agreements, etc., and they should be honored as good faith among honorable fellow men and women. We want to have a harmonious relationship with the United States while enjoying our ancient laws and customs. This was the vision our ancestors had when they welcomed your ancestors to our shores. Our wish is you respect and honor their legacy. Our creator-given rights are not limited to any declarations, acts, or resolution. Give me a second here. We would appreciate your response as honorable fellow men and women within 21 days. Thanks for granting our wish in all that was required of you to answer. We appreciate a written response. And here it says, please forward response to. So here where it says address, you're going to put your name or your Aboriginal title, and you're going to put your address so that they could respond to your question here. All right? So my brothers and sisters, like I said, I am working on your behalf. All right? I am working. When people are talking, I am working. Many people want to know, well, Chief, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to start. How do I get these people to recognize me? Well, you know what? Here's a start. Okay? I put a notice together for you so that you could, all you have to do is just send it. That's it. Let them know that we are here. Let them know that they need to know that we know that we are here. All right? So you ain't got no excuses, man. For me, this is all about stepping up. It's all about stepping up. And if everybody just want to talk and make you think, well, guess what Chief wants you to do? Okay? I want you to do. It's that simple. It's really that simple. And they have an obligation to respond. And if they don't respond after 21 days, I'm going to bring another notice. We're going to put the pressure on them. We got to put the burden on them. You feel me? There you go. No one is going to, and here's another thing. All right? And I'm happy you mentioned that. On DRIP, United Nations gave us the declaration. But at the ending of the day, it is up to us to make sure that they honor and respect. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate that, family. It is up to us to make sure that they honor and respect that declaration. Because I even got the recording. I called the UN and I let them know that our people are being forced to assimilate. Okay, they are not respecting the declaration. So let me ask y'all a question. I sent y'all an email all the way in March, and y'all haven't responded. So when they check it, they was like, "Oh yeah, Chief, we got it." So I was like, "What's going on?" You feel me? Y'all gave us the declaration, and y'all just left us alone. Now that's the conversation I'm having with the people who gave us on DRIP. So what they're telling me, they was like, "Well, Chief, you know what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to go talk to the states." So in my mind, what's that's telling me? They played their part. So now it is up to us to make sure that the states, the individual states, honor and respect those treaties and those declarations. Why you think they're not promoting it? Because if they promote it, it is not in their best interest. And I'm talking about the government. Okay? So it is up to us to make sure that it's implemented. And we have to make sure that they support it. All right? So what I'm doing is I'm taking the initiative, okay, and assisting you, okay, in making it known in your state, in your particular territory. Let your governor know, let the Secretary of State know, let the Attorney General know, and let the sheriffs know that you are an Aborigine. You are indigenous. You feel me? So now they cannot say they didn't know. That's your first notice. My brothers and sisters, I'm working on your behalf. All right? Like I said, I'm tired of the talking, man. Our people are hurting. Our people are hurting. And I cannot be in every state at once. If a situation is happening in Florida and one is happening in Indiana and one is happening in Tennessee, I can't be all over the place. So I want to teach you guys how to be on the same page. All right. I want to teach you guys how to stand up and defend yourself. I want to teach you guys how to put in this work, because it's easy for them to come take me out. I'm just saying, not that I'm putting anything out there in the universe, because you know what they do. Whenever one brother or sister step up, guess what? They all, oh, nah, man, nah, this chief right here, we got to take him out. You see me? So my thing is this. I want all of us to step up to the plate where all of us have the knowledge. So if they take one of us out, we got another 10,000 doing the same thing, know how to do the same thing. And that's what I'm about. Oh, you see me? That's what I'm about. Information and knowledge shouldn't be a selfish thing. We should learn to share the information. All right? I didn't have to do this notice, but my people are hurting. And when you hurt, I hurt. You feel me? Because hurt people hurt people. And I want us to stop hurting so we could stop hurting each other. Because if we cannot hurt the people who are hurting us, then what we do? We tend to hurt the people that we could see, the people that we could feel, the people that we could touch. You feel me? And that got to stop. Our people are damaged, and we got to start healing. You're welcome, sis. You feel me? So that notice was done. And brothers and sisters, you're not going to get in trouble for sending a notice to the governor or the Secretary of State. Too many people walk around in fear. That's your right. If you're an Aborigine, okay? If you're an Aborigine, you have nothing to be afraid of. Step out of that fear, man. This is our home. It is time to step up. So all you have to do is just send your first notice off. That's it. And you're already on your way. And if they don't respond in 21 days, then guess what? I'm going to do another video, and then I'm going to put another notice in the link. This is the second step. It's that simple. So when you finally do what you call and I'm going to touch on that as well, because this is about correcting your political status. I am tired of people playing the games. Okay? Get your priorities in order, man. Y'all got Christmas coming up, and y'all going to be buying gifts and all these things y'all going to be doing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. You know what that's called? Insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. So this Christmas, okay, get your paperwork together. Okay? Give it as a gift to somebody. Get them right. That is the best gift you will ever give them. Because, I mean, come on, man. At what point are we going to say enough is enough? I mean, how long are we going to allow ourselves to be disrespected in our home? And the funny thing is, if a brother approach you, you're ready to take him out. Okay? As a sister, if a sister look at you too hard, you're ready to take her out. I mean, come on, man. We got to stop that, man. We got to stop that. You feel me? Yes, they got to understand that the knowledge is power, but what's even more powerful than just knowing is implementing the knowledge. Once again, we could know a lot of things, but if we don't implement it, to me, it's pointless. All right, and I'm going to answer your question, Dela. How do I go about proving that I'm indigenous? The only person you got to prove it to is yourself. It's that simple, and that's the fact. Okay? If your family tell you that's who you are, that's the only proof that you need. All you have to do now is just put them on notice. Okay? We are not here to convince them who we are. We are here to just let them acknowledge, because they know who we are. So don't let them get, they know. Why do you think Trump is going after the natives? Because he knows that the natives, they're not the original people. Why do you think he could tell that lady, all right, you go take a DNA test, and if it proves that you're American Indian, I will give you $1 million to one of your favorite charities? Why do you think that? Because he know it doesn't matter how many DNA tests that she take, it will never come back saying that she's an American Indian. And that's a fact, because they're not the original American Indians. You dig? Now, you don't need to do no blood work, man. All that stuff, blood work. Listen, brothers and sisters, check this out, right? What you have to realize is this. These people already know who we are. And anything that our ancestors didn't have to do, we don't have to do it. So I'm going to ask you a simple question. Did our ancestors have to do blood work to prove who their children were? Did our ancestors have to do blood work to prove who the brother was? No. All that stuff is their stuff. You feel me? That blood quantum, and you have 1/5 and 1/6 and 1/10 of Indians. Huh? You feel me? No. We had an oral history. And all you need is one or two, actually 2 or 3 witnesses. Okay? 2 or 3 witnesses. So, like I tell you guys before, you guys got to stop playing around and get your affairs in order. Okay? This is not a game, man. This is not a game. All right? It is not a game. Y'all think it's a joke. It is not a joke. These people ain't playing with y'all. But we have to step up. And we have to educate them, because a lot of these people, they don't know. A lot of the police officers don't know. Typical example, right? I'm coming here from Virginia. I'm doing 79 in a 70. A trooper stopped me, right? He giving me a ticket, a citation. He said, "Oh, it's reckless driving," and he giving me this paper to sign. I say, "Well, you know what? I don't consent. I don't have any contracts with you, and I do not wish to get into any contracts with you, so I'm not going to sign anything." He was like, "Well, sir, this is the law in Virginia. If you don't sign, then we are going to have to the lawyers, we could take you, we're going to arrest you, and we're going to impound your car." I say, "Well, let me get this straight. So you're telling me that if I don't sign, if I don't give my consent, all right, for you to give me an invitation to your court, that you are going to arrest my person and you're going to impound my mode of transportation, of travel, against my free will?" He said, "Yeah." I say, "Is this on record?" He said, "Yeah." I ask again, "Are you giving me an order to sign this thing? And if I don't take the order, you are going to put me in handcuffs, take me to jail, and you're going to impound my mode of transportation?" He said, "Yes." I ask again. I ask him at least 3 times, because I want to make sure it's on record 3 times. I said, "Okay, you know what? Okay. Well, seeing that my life is being threatened, okay, and the only way for me not to go to jail this evening is for me to sign something against my free will, then I will sign it. But I'm doing it under duress." Okay, they're watching each other. Okay, cool. I took it. I just put some bullshit, and then I put lowercase right next to the signature. I put a lowercase n, period, lowercase a. What does that mean? I am not assuming any liability. And I took that and I left. I wasn't stressing them, because I know I'm going to beat it anyway. You feel me? So I'm going to handle that situation. So I'm not worried about that. The point I'm trying to make, I'm saying all this to say is this. These people are not educated. They don't know. Because that's not what they are being taught. You see, they are in uniform. They are taught to stay in uniform and only promote and protect what they are taught to protect, which is statutes and codes. All right? So brothers and sisters, right? So with my dossier, right? In the back of my dossier, and I'm going to show you guys this, because I want you guys to really see this, and I want you guys to know this is not a game. It's not a game, okay? This is real. Where's that? Let me see. Where's that paper at? Give me a second here, guys. I know you guys always building in the chat, so that'll give me a chance to look for this. Let me see where it's at, where it's at, where it's at. Oh man. I gotta go over a couple of things here. Man, where the hell is this thing at? Oh man, you know, sometimes you have everything in order, and then when you finally come in and look for it, it's like for some reason it's not there, right? But I had it all. But anyway, what I was gonna show you guys is that in my dossier, I can't find the page, but on the last page of the dossier, it's a 20-page document, okay? On the last page of the dossier, there's a place for 3 witnesses, all right? Because of paper genocide, a lot of our people cannot trace their lineage go past a certain point. So I tell our people, yes, if you can, great, but if you can't, don't hurt your head. Everybody that's on the internet talking about, oh, well, you know what, we got to go back till the 1200 and the 1100, but all they're doing is talking. They're not doing anything, okay? They're just talking, okay? Because I realize people are doing these things for subscriptions and to sound educated and to sound smart. Let me tell you something, man. All you need is 3 witnesses to say that what you're saying is true, okay? It's that simple. The same way the allegorical Jesus had to ask Peter to deny him 3 times. That's why when death comes in 3 times, that means somebody's going to die. When you get a dream of death 3 times, somebody's going to die. It's always in 3s. Even in the Bible, the allegorical Bible. If you have 2 or 3 witnesses saying that's who you are, or if something happened, you need 2 or 3 witnesses to come testify for you. That is the law. That is the law. It is that simple. So if you have 3 witnesses to verify, even on a passport, to go get a passport, if you don't have any ID, all you could bring is 3 witnesses to prove that, and with ID to prove that that's who you say you are. My brothers and sisters, it's that simple. I tell people it's so simple, but you rather make it hard. And I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that other brothers and sisters are not giving valuable information. I'm not saying that. But people who just want you to talk, or talking all day and just want you to think, they're not doing anything. Okay? They are hustling. I'm just keeping it real, man. I'm just keeping it 100. Because I don't see nobody, personally, I don't see nobody hitting the pavement, putting in work. Okay? I don't see that. And it's ironic that, you know, people are always talking about, oh, this is what you got to do, but none of them doing it. None of them doing it. And I know it for a fact, because a lot of times when I show them what I have, they're like, damn, Chief, how did you get that? How did you do that? But I thought y'all was already talking about it. But y'all just talking. Okay? So the point I'm trying to make is, get your priorities in order. Don't wait for the last minute. I mean, why are you going to do that? Why are you going to wait until the storm comes so you could go to Home Depot and start boarding up your house? I mean, that's ludicrous. Okay? That's ludicrous. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm just saying is this, right? And I'm going to show you guys a quick synopsis. I appreciate that, Messiah. A quick synopsis. You know, like I was going to do a full video on that, but I can't find that last page. But this is my dossier, right? So this is the cover of it. Now, I kind of like switch up the cover because I have Original American here, and on the other one I have Autochthon American. All right, so I have 2 of them. All right, so as you can see, that's my picture on here. It has a picture of the Americas. Okay, and of course the ID number is here, and you know, to contact anybody in case there's an emergency. All right, now the first thing I did was I tell people they have to truly get an understanding as to what it is. The only authority that have authority over us is our Creator, the Most High, the Great Spirit, whatever you want to call it. I don't care if you call it Allah. I don't care if you call it Buddha. I don't care if you call it Zeus. I don't care if you call it Apollo. I don't care if you call it Jesus. I don't care if you call it God. I don't care what you call it. Okay? That is just your own personal title. Okay, that is yours. I call it the Great Spirit because when my ancestors learned English, that is the closest thing they could have gotten to their spiritual comprehension of what the Most High was, is the Great Spirit. Because our ancestors didn't, that word God didn't resonate with them. Okay, so they said the Great Spirit. So I use the Great Spirit and I use the I am. I use that. Okay, but the I am, all those names that they're giving the I am, they're just titles. They're just nicknames. But the I am said that I am, that's my name. I am. And that shall be my name forever. So that's why I tell people the creator don't have a name. So when you start telling me, oh, the name is this and that, I know you indoctrinated. How can you name something that doesn't have an identity? And that's how silly people sound. It's the same thing in law. There's no such thing as failure to identify, because you cannot identify the spirit. You see, brothers and sisters, peep the game. So when an officer asks you for your ID and you refuse and they give you a ticket, they are the ones breaking the law, because the law says there's no such thing as failure to identify, because the physical body is not you. It is only the host. So how can you identify the spirit? How can you identify the spirit? So there's no such thing as failure to identify, brothers and sisters. We are dealing with a coded system that was set up just for commercial purposes. It's called the matrix. And how did the matrix start? When you first signed that birth certificate, they stepped you into the matrix. That's when your life changed from you being a flesh baby with blood to a fictitious entity on paper. That's called the matrix. Alice in Wonderland. Okay? So what I did was I start off the dossier first, okay, by establishing the fact that we are divine spirit. We came straight from the light, and we manifest in the flesh. So I wanted to set the precedence to let them know that regardless of the titles, take away all the titles, I am a man first, and nothing or anybody have authority over a man or a woman. Why? Because the Most High gave us dominion over everything. So therefore, everything in this paradigm is a creation of man. So how come, if the government is a creation of man, how come the government is controlling man? That means the creation is controlling the creator. And that's not, brothers and sisters, that's crazy. You see, you gotta think and then act. Okay? Stop just thinking. Everybody just thinking and talking. No, you have to put in the work. You have to put in the work. That's why I work 24/7, man. I don't sleep. I rest. I take naps because it's too much work to do. So with the dossier, that's how I started off. Okay? Stating the fact that we are divine, we are light. I manifest into the world as, yes, the given name that my mother gave me, but now I want to be known as such and such. And then I go into letting them know what the dossier is about. All right? It's about correcting my political status because I've done research. I've come into the knowledge that I know who I am now, so I would like them to correct that in their system. And then I talk about my American autochthony, and then I put all the proof, the exhibits in there so they could see it. All right? Then the next page would go to the office. Okay, the next page would go to the office that I'm going to send it to. Now, if you're going to send one to the governor, then it would be esteemed office of the governor. If it's the mayor, esteemed office of the mayor. If it's your job, esteemed office of, HR or my boss or whatever, whoever. And then you sending that to them, letting them know exactly what transpired. I even mentioned, Walter Ashby Plecker in there, what he did. And a few words that they need to get familiar with, such as people, Aborigine, American, who's an American, autochthon, country, soil, native or people, indigenous, Negro, of and pilgrim, and usufruct. So those are some, words that they need to get familiar with. So all that's laid out in the dossier. All right. I'm just giving you guys a brief synopsis of what the dossier consists of. All right. Now that page right here, now it's laying out, okay, again, your Aboriginal title and what lineage that you come from. All the surnames in your family. That means those are all the names that you came from. All right. And then you have right here, you will see all caps. the capital letter, you letting them know that that's the fictitious entity. That's not you. All right. So, and you have a picture of the ID, dossier ID. And okay, as you can see, mine is notarized. The only way to notarize something, you have to have an ID. So I have my own indigenous IDs to get it notarized. All right. So it's notarized. All right. I'm not joking. You see, notary right here. It's notarized. Okay. I tell people I do this for real. It's not a game. Okay. And here, okay, again, it's just pretty much that page. Again, just solidifying, letting them know, well, this is who I am. And you're sending that to now another branch of office, asking them, I would like for you to acknowledge that. Do me a favor, fill this out and send it back to me with their seal. So that's for them to fill out and then send it back to you. All right. Now, like I told people before, you don't have to do this, but that's just part of my journey. Okay, it is just part of my journey. I tell people everybody's journey is different, and a lot of times people, oh, well, you have an accent. How could you be an American Indian? Well, duh, we had like over, thousands of languages, and we all had different accents. I mean, I was born in the Caribbean, so obviously I have a Caribbean accent mixed with a little New York accent because I grew up in New York. But it's like people are just so ignorant, you know what I mean? But I don't let stuff like that bother me. But when I first started doing this, right, there wasn't many people on YouTube talking. In fact, I didn't know anybody on YouTube telling people we were the Indians. No, I never used the word Atacton, American Indians, or Aborigine, but I used American Indian because in the Caribbean they call us Amerindians. So I was letting everybody know we are the original Indians, and everybody thought I was crazy when I first started. But I had to solidify to a few people around me. So that's why I did this. I'll get into that in a second. It says, what if I am already a sovereign? Well, for me, if you're a sovereign, then you're on the wrong channel because we don't promote that. All right. When you call yourself a sovereign, you make yourself a target. So I would suggest that you stop calling yourself a sovereign. Okay. Naturally, if we are Aborigines, then naturally we are already sovereign to the land. But going around calling yourself a sovereign, you're going to make yourself a target. So you might want to rethink that. All right. So just some advice, some words of wisdom. All right. They'll put you on the FBI watch list as a terrorist. Okay. So this page, it says supporting I man, because I always got to make sure I let them know I'm a man first. So therefore, nothing or anybody have dominion over me. All right. I have to state that. And supporting my American autochthony. And then I have a copy of my my DNA here, proven, saying that I'm American Indian. That's official. All right. Official seal and all that. But like I tell people, you don't have to do that. That was just my journey. My journey. Okay. Mine. All right. But you really don't need that. All right. And then I have the House Resolution 331. Okay. That states and prove that our ancestors wrote the Constitution, helped form the United States, and the United States have an obligation to deal with us from a government to government basis. All right. That was put into legislation in 1988. How ironic, in 1988, they put Jesse Jackson on the scene to distract us from this and call us African American. So my brothers and sisters, peep the game. Peep the game. All right. But because of this resolution, they have an obligation. It's a right. It's a treaty. This is a treaty. It's a covenant. They have a right. Every state have a right, because all the states came together to put that into legislation. They have a right to treat us from a government to government basis. So we have a right to form our own governments, and they're not supposed to stop us. That means they are breaking this treaty right here. And I always shove it in their faces. So brothers and sisters, keep the game. All right. So I have that in there. All right. That here we have, again, proof. Okay. American, the Noah's Webster's 1828 definition, and different various copper tones of the copper colored people. Now, as you can see with the penny, it goes from, yes, a browns reddish tone to a dark. That's why a lot of poor people call ourselves black. But no, even the penny turns dark and it looks black, but it's not black. It is a heavy brown. Okay, a dark brown. All right. So those are the various shades of the copper tone people. And I tell people, when we speak of copper, everybody thinks it's always my complexion. You see what I look like, copper? But no. We also had the red bone. Like women, you know, like back in the days, people would be like, yo, man, yo, I like that red bone right there. We had Aborigines with that type of complexion. All right. So let us not think that all Aborigines were dark. No, they had some of them that were light skinned. All right. Because copper ranged from very, very light to almost pale. Okay. To as dark to almost black. So let us stop judging people by the way they look. Focus on your situation and stop trying to tell people who they are or who they are not. Because you're doing the same thing to people that people are doing to you. And one of the key things that we have forgotten is do unto others as we would have them do unto ourselves. That is the golden rule. You feel me? That is the golden rule. All right? So let people prove or disprove who they are. You just focus on yourself and get yourself together. That's what you need to do. Because if you live in a glass house, don't be throwing stone. You ain't got your shit together, but you're over here telling people, oh, well, you're in this, oh, you're in that. Come on, man. Why you think I don't do that? You see me? My stuff is together. So when I tell people, you prove to me that I'm not who I say I am. Because I know who I am. You feel me? The burden of proof is on you. I have all my stuff together. Okay? And the next few pages is, you know, photographic evidence. You know what I'm saying? That most of these pictures came from Arnaldus Montanus. That's the book that cost, the original cost about 150 grand. That gives a clear and a decisive, okay, description of the Americas and what the people look like. Okay, so we have evidence 1, page 1. We have 2. We have stuff from Peru, you know, the Mayans and all that. You know, Mexico, the Yucatan. All right. Photographic evidence 3. That's the cover of Arnaldus Montanus. All right. Those are pictures of, you know, some of my people in the Caribbean, the Caribs, when they, you know, they were meeting. That's the actual picture, meeting with, you know, the pale people. All right. And then we have evidence number 4. We have Naya. We have different people. We have the Olmec. A lot of people like this picture right here. A lot of people use this right here. All right. So those are photographic evidence. Okay. Then the next page speaks of the liberty of order motion, showing all the court cases, Supreme Court cases that show that you don't need a license to travel, and breaking down the difference between a license and driving and traveling. So that's in your dossier as well. All right. Also, you know, Exhibit F is, you know, jurisprudence confirming, you know, the state's duty to secure your right, my right. Okay. So I'm putting some stuff of on drip in here and a drip in here as well. All right. And that's the second part of that. Now, like I said, I added some more pages in there. So I have to update mine because the last page on the dossier is actually a 20-page document. This one is about 17. I add 3 more pages. And the last page is for the 3 witnesses to verify who you are. So it could be your mother, your grandmother, your brother, your cousin, anybody that know your story and know who you are. They could be a witness for you. All right. So there you go. What else can I show you guys? Let me see. Do I have it on me, or did I damn, where it's at? I think it's in my bag. Okay, give me a second, guys. Give me a second. All right. Oh, oops. My bad. Okay, so I tell people there is no such thing there's no such thing as failure to identify. So if it means that in the declarations it's saying that we have a right to self-identify, peace, brother. We have a right to self-identify, right? In both declarations, American Declaration and the United States Declaration. I mean the UN Declaration, and in what you call in House Resolution 331, they have a right to deal with us from a government to government basis. That means we have a right to self-governance, right? So hence, that means you have a right to self-identify. So that is my dossier ID. As you could see, our ID is official. All right, it has the laminate and everything. Laminated. It has security codes in there. It has the hologram. When I do things, I make sure I'm a state of the art kind of guy when I do things. I don't like bootleg stuff. You know what I'm saying, in terms of representing who I am. All right. So the ID is real official. Okay. Also, that's our nation ID. So that's my two forms of ID. All right. Tell people I don't just talk about it, I do it. All right. Now, here's another thing. So people always talking. Might tell you know what? Y'all could talk. Y'all could talk, but you know what? Chief is doing it. Chief is doing it. All right. Chief is doing it. Also, what does that say? That's what? Passport, right? Look. Chief Kalinago, right? Okay, so I'm just telling people, yo, when y'all talking and they telling y'all to think, guess what? Chief is doing. So anybody that want to always, you know what? They mad and they hating because they don't know what I know. That's the problem. You feel me? But like I said, I'm here to teach. I'm not here to, no ego involved. I just tell people, give respect where respect is due. You feel me? Because our people have a problem. It's like you hate to see a brother or a sister get the recognition that they deserve because they put in so much work. They're truly about helping the people and what they're doing. But because of jealousy and envy and hatred, you want to take away a brother or a sister shine. No, we all could shine because we all came from the stars. You feel me? We are all stars. We all came from light. So why are you trying to prevent my light from shining? You can't stop my light from shining. Nobody could stop your light from shining unless you want them to stop your light, your light from shining. So brothers and sisters, get your stuff together, man. Get it together. Stop focusing on everything else that's irrelevant. Okay? Buying phones and buying clothes and shoes and doing hair and doing nails and no, man. Our children are hurting. Our children are hurting. Why? Because you choose to live in ignorance. Because you choose to live in the matrix. Because you are selfish. Okay? It's called being selfish. And you know what? I used to tell people, I hate money. Guess what, man? I don't hate money. I'm gonna take it back. Let me tell y'all something. All right? I always told y'all before that whenever I say anything, if I say anything incomplete, I'm gonna correct myself. Because of what I see money is doing to my people, I don't like it for that reason. But money is not the problem. Okay? Money is not the root of evil. No, it's not. Money is not the root of evil. They taught our people that. So our people could hate money. But money is not the root of evil. You know what the root of evil is? Selfishness. Greed. That's the root of evil because money in itself, how could money be the root of evil? Right? Now, I'm going to prove to you money is not the root of evil. You see me? I don't just like to talk. I like to show and prove. Okay. Now, you guys might think that's a little funny, but check it out. Okay. Here we go. This is $1, right? $1 right here. I'm going to prove to you that money is not the root of evil. This is $1. Let's do a test. They say money is the root of all evil, right? That's what they say, right? Okay. This is $1. And that's called money, right? So I'm going to talk to the dollar right now. Hey, dollar, do me a favor. Go kill somebody. Come on, go. Go kill somebody. Hey, dollar, do me a favor. Go rape this woman. I don't see the dollar moving. I don't see the dollar moving. So how could money be the root of all evil? No. It's the people that's using the money that's evil, not the money. You feel me? It's not the money that's evil. So we have to change our way of thinking because I'm changing mine. Okay? This is just a piece of paper. So how could it be evil? The only time evil could step in is when you pick it up. There you go. Pick it up. Now the intent is what's the root of evil. You see, what we have forgotten is this. Okay? What we have forgotten is to treat our brothers and sisters the way we would like to be treated. That is what we have forgotten. That's why we got kicked out of the Garden of Eden. You know what I'm saying? Because we wanted what our brother or sister wanted. You know what I mean? Cain, what Cain wanted? Cain wanted what Abel had, his sacrifice. So that's why we got kicked out. And I'm saying the allegory. I'm saying it's all allegorical. So I'm thinking in my head, we all chilling in the Garden of Eden, right? Butt naked. Everybody got their little piece of land. Everybody doing their thing. That's how we did it before anyway, right? Then all of a sudden, Cain want what Cain want what Abel have because he figured his sacrifice is better or his gift is better. Why? And boom, he had to kill his brother for that. This is what we have to do. Okay? Now, this is a cup. This is a phone. All right? Now, I got phones. I ain't got cups. You got cups. You ain't got phones. So what we did, hey, you know what, Chief? You got a phone? All right, cool, man. I can't make no calls. But guess what? I got a cup. You can't drink no tea. You can't drink no water. So how about, we trade? You got 7 phones. I got 7 cups. Why don't you give me a phone? I give you a cup. Okay, brother, cool. Boom. So guess what? Now, my brother got a phone and I got a cup. That's what we did. Okay? We exchanged. So all money is just a tool of exchange. Somebody give you something. Here's a phone. $50. Here's $50. Brothers and sisters, it's that simple. But we have gotten to the point where we went beyond, okay, the thought of what money really is and put the intent into it and say money is evil when the actual truth is you are the one that's evil. Come on, man. We gotta, you see what I'm saying? There you go. And guess what? And I would even say that the love of money is not evil. How could the love of money be evil? Once again, this is money. All right? It's just a piece of paper. Hey, dollar bill, I love you. Hey, dollar bill, I love you. Do me a favor. I love you so much. Go kill somebody for me. So how could the love of this piece of paper be evil? Once again, is the intent, is the people. You don't need money to be evil. Okay? I don't have to have money to be evil. I could just be an evil bastard and be broke. So how could the love of money be evil? You see, that's what they're teaching us. You feel me? That's what they are teaching us. It's just a piece of paper, man. We got to wake up from that. We got to wake up from that. Okay? Is the intent, is what's in a man's heart or a woman's heart that makes it evil. Because I know a lot of people that could use money to do a lot of good things. The same way there are a lot of people who could use money to do a lot of bad things. It's only a form of exchange. It's called bartering. That's all it is. This thing has no value. Okay, the only value that's placed on it is equivalent to what you're giving somebody else because they say it's worth that. But it's just a piece of paper. You feel me? So I'm saying all this to say, get your affairs in order. What's really important? Okay, what's really important to you? Going out there buying materialistic things or getting your affairs in order? Because everybody's talking, oh, I'm indigenous, I'm this and I'm that, by just talking about it. By just talking about it. Okay? And one of our nation members sent me a video today, about a brother who did a video, said that, he's registered in the UN and as an American Indian, and all that's well and good. You see me, I am not knocking anybody's progress because we all have different walks in life and I respect it. But here's the thing. Let us not get caught up and get lost in only calling ourselves American Indians. Because let me see, hold on for a second. Do we have to change our names before we get started with this? I'll answer your question in a second, my sister. I just wanted to make sure I acknowledge your question. All right, let me just finish this thought. Okay, let us not just get caught up on calling ourselves only American Indians, because before 1492, we were not called Indians. Okay, so if you only label yourself as an American Indian, you are only limiting yourself to 1492. Now, it doesn't mean that we were not called American Indians. There's a difference. But if you only say I'm an American Indian, then guess what? Before 1492, what happened? Now you're gonna get stuck. You see me? So please be very mindful of that. Okay? He said he was with Chief Warhorse on that initiative, I'm sure. Probably. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, there is nothing wrong with, that's a step in the right direction. You feel me? But let us not just limit it to that. Because if you're going to say that my ancestors were on this land from time immemorial. Now, do you know what immemorial means? It means forever. But yet still you say you are just an American Indian, then that contradicts what you are saying. You feel me? That's why in our dossier, it doesn't say that we are American Indians. We say that we are known as American Indians. You see, it's all in the language. So therefore, I can make the statement that my ancestors have been here from time immemorial and still be labeled an American Indian. Opposed to saying I'm just an American Indian, but yet still my ancestors have been here from time immemorial. No. You see, that alone is a discrepancy in your paperwork. So brothers and sisters, you know, we have to get this together. The language. Okay? The language. We have to get the language together. All right? So I just wanted to share that information with you guys. You know, I tell our people things are changing, and it's going to change even more rapidly. All right? There is a storm coming, brothers and sisters. There is. You know, I'm not just saying that. I know it. It's coming. And you have to prepare yourself. You have to prepare yourself. And when I say prepare yourself, you have to start learning how to provide your own food. All right? You have to start learning how to provide your own electricity. You have to start learning and putting yourself in a situation where, man, I'm not paying rent or something like that. And here's something that I want to share with you guys. Now is the time to make peace with your family. I know a lot of us in families, or relatives rather, we always have beef with each other. Oh, I can't stand my sister. I can't stand my brother. I can't stand my cousin. Brothers and sisters, make peace. Make peace. Because things are going to get so hard. And because of your pride, you would rather be homeless than go live with a brother or a sister that you feel you have beef with. Let us put our differences aside and come together, because when the time comes, what's going to happen? So you have to start putting your resources together. I don't care if it's one apartment and 3, 4, 5 of y'all in one apartment. Okay? Stop trying to turn up every single day and stop trying to, you know, be like the Joneses. I seen a little video clip with Jamie Foxx. All right? With Jamie Foxx, that he said that his daughter and children and even his mother and his stepfather that's actually dating somebody else, guess what? They live in the same house. You feel me? But for some reason, it's always us, the ones that's struggling. We always seem to not get along. You feel me? So I'm just saying, brothers and sisters, like, work out. We have to start working out our differences, because it's time to put our resources together to move to the next level. The reason why we have to go back to the land is because they are planning something major where people are going to be suffering. They told you, Trump said it in his own words, that the only time Americans unite or come together, because the country is divided, and my goal is to make sure that they unite. Okay? But the only time Americans come together is when they suffer. Now, how much more proof do you want? And you know, when Trump says he's going to do something, he's going to do it. So are you going to wait until that happens for you to start making moves? Or are you going to prepare yourself right now? And that's why I tell people our priorities are in the wrong place. Because you have a car, you get insurance just in case you get into an accident, right? But here you are. You don't want to get your stuff together just in case something happens. But at the end of the day, you don't even need car insurance, because that is the law. Huh? That is the law. You don't need car insurance. You don't have to register a car. You don't even need a license. But you see, that's what you were taught. So you're focused on that. And that's the law. That is the law. So we are planning some course of action. I'm not going to say what it is on here, because you can't always say what you're going to do. But I would like for at least my brothers and sisters in 30 different territories, in 30 different states across the country, if we could get at least 50 to 100 people in each state We could make a powerful, powerful move, a powerful shakedown. Man, they wouldn't even know what hit them. Like seriously. And I'm not talking about violence because I'm not here to advocate any violence, but I'm talking about using wisdom, using the pen and the pad, because the pen is mightier than the sword. Yeah. All right. So that's why I'm encouraging you guys to get your stuff together. Because you see, there's a bigger picture to that. There's a bigger puzzle. Martin Luther King said, you know, I have seen the mountaintop. Well, guess what? I want to take you to the mountaintop. I know how to get there. And you know me, I'm not just talking about it. Because like I said, I do it for real. All right? I do it for real. And what I know, I'm willing to share with you guys. And that's what I'm doing. I'm sharing. Sharing is caring. But all I tell people is, you know what? Just use me, but don't use me with malice. Because people use you with the bad intentions. You know what I'm saying? People use you until they deplete you, until they take up all your energy, and when they can't use you, they just get up and walk away. You feel me? So all I'm just saying is use me, but don't use me in a malice way. Use me, you know, and be sincere about it. Be genuine about it. Okay? Because I don't want nobody, I don't want to feel like nobody's trying to take advantage of me. You know, I do what I do because I love my people. I do what I do because my ancestors sent me here to do this. All right? And somebody got to do it. You feel me? I know you can't say it on here, brother, but let us know what you need from us. And yeah, my email is in the link below, family. You know, just send me an email. You know what I'm saying? Send me an email. All right. And like I said, get your affairs in order. All right, because it's kind of tough for a slave to sue his master. If I'm giving y'all a little clue here. All right. You feel me? Because that's part of your contract. You feel me? You guys are contracted. You are living in the matrix and you are a slave in the matrix. So the only way to beat the matrix is to step out of the matrix. You know what I mean? Like I said, Neo had to step out. So that's what you have to do. You feel me? So get your affairs in order. All right? Get your affairs in order. So once again, I am, you know, I'm just, grateful that, YouTube, took up that restriction so I could do the live on this main channel, but I still have the other channel you guys could subscribe to, just in case, you never know when it might come in handy. All right, but do that. At this time, I'm gonna take a couple of questions. I'll open the chat for at least 10 questions. All right, and not one person asking all 10 questions. One question per individual, and if I could answer, just I'll try to answer as honest as I can and as forthcoming as I can without putting too much crazy stuff out there. Because I tell people, everybody's always on the internet talking about, oh, what we gonna do and man, how you gonna tell your enemy what you're gonna do? Like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You putting all your plans on the internet. You know what I'm saying? If you have a little invention, you're gonna put it on the internet, and next thing you know, some big company got your idea and told, oh man, I thought about that first. Well, duh. You got it all over the damn internet. What you think is gonna happen? Stop talking about your major plans on the internet, man. You feel me? You can't let everybody know your business. I mean, like, that's crazy. All right, you can't do that. So certain things you got to keep to yourself. But we are working on a few things, man. We are working on a few things. So like I said, for those of you that that want to get your dossiers together, if you don't know what a dossier means, let's look up the definition of dossier. All right, let's look it up. All right, let's look it up. Let's look it up. Definition. All right, just so you'll know exactly what it is that you are doing. All right, here you go. This is the definition of dossier right here. Okay. Dossier. Let's hear the pronunciation.
Dossier.
Dossier, right? A collection of documents about a particular person, event, or subject. Okay? A file, a report, a case history. So that's what a dossier is. Now here's the situation. Okay? Your job has a dossier on you. Even the church have a dossier on you because trust me, they want their donations, they want their offering. Okay. The police got a dossier on you. The government got a dossier on you. Your state got a dossier on you. Your school got a dossier on you. Your job. The only problem is this: the dossier they have on you, remember, it's some compiled information on an individual. The only problem with this is what's on the dossier is what they assume and presume. In other words, they assume that you are black, that you are African American. They assume that. Okay? They assume that you are stateless because you haven't corrected it. So there's something called acquiesce. So because you haven't challenged it or you haven't rebuttal, then you have acquiesced. In other words, you agree to what they have in their dossier that's representing you. So now what you are doing with yours is this, okay? You are making a proclamation to the world that what you have in your system is not me. It may look like me, it may sound like me on paper, but it's not me. So here you are. I am telling you here, this is who I am. That's what this is about. And that's part of the process of correcting your political status. Okay? That's what this means. Of course, there's other steps that needs to be taken, but that's the first major step. Okay? Letting them know that I'm not your slave. How are you gonna free yourself or not be a slave if you haven't told your slave master that, hey, you know what, this contracts that we have, man, you know, I gotta let it go. You know what I'm saying? It's not working to my benefit. You feel me? So, you know, you're still a slave. But a dossier is not the end of it. It still takes more work, okay? More, you know, stepping up. But that's a great way to start. And your dossier, of course, comes with an ID. So for those of you who want to get your dossier done, my link is in the email. My email is in the link below. I'm gonna just I'm gonna answer that question in a second. I know somebody had asked me a question. Damn, I know that sis. I told her I was gonna come to her question even before I move on. Hold on for a second. Give me a second, guys. What was the question that she asked? Because I don't want to be rude. I know she asked a question. I want to get my stuff together, but I don't know where to start. Well, that's what this is all about. Unlimited 175. We are building so that people would know where to start. I give you guys a beautiful notice that you could start sending to your heads of state. You know what I'm saying? That's a great start. I know the sister asked a question. What was and I told her I was gonna get back to it. I mean, sis, I totally apologize. I'm looking for the question now and I can't find it. What was the question? What was the question? What was the question? Do me a favor, sis. I can't even remember who asked the question, but if you could ask that question again. And I know I told you I was going to come back to it, but I'm looking for the question and I can't find it. So I don't want to be, rude by not answering. Okay. So, are you enrolling any more members in the nation? Well, you said your nation. I'm going to say our nation because the ancestors gave me that for our people. So it's our nation. Anybody who wants an application, just send me an email. My link is below. I'll put it on there. Eventually, I'm going to put back the application on the website, because, like I said, there was a little negativity that was around. So we had to make sure that was dealt with. And we're in a great space right now. Okay. You have Kel Flying Eagle. I mean, Kel Flying Snake Hyman on there. He's the peace chief of one of our peace chief, of one in Virginia. And we have other nation members on there as well. Anawesa, Onyx, you know what I'm saying? So we have a few nation members on here. So, we have a great, great, great family, man. And that's what family is about. You did? So let me see. Let's say, so that was the only question. All right, so far. So I answered that question. But yeah, if you want one, you could just email and we could send that to you. So Unlimited 175, this is what it's all about, getting started, so that people won't be lost. Because a lot of times people don't know what to do. People don't know what to say. So I want to teach you guys, all right, how to get this together. All right. So like I said, I'm just gonna keep it real funky. I'm gonna keep it 100. I ain't got no time to be playing around, because it's too late in the game to be playing games. All right. You never see Golden State and the Cavaliers playing, and Curry is losing in the fourth quarter, or LeBron. Well, sometimes LeBron go to sleep, but Curry, right? You don't see Curry in the fourth quarter and he losing and he playing around. No, he be stepping it up. And so we don't have time to sugarcoat anything. All right. Also we have our brother Tyler, that's part of our nation in Florida. She asked if we have to start with the name change. Oh, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, for the sister who spoke about the name change. This is again, I'm not giving you guys any advice on anything. All right. I'm just giving you the information and you determine what's best for you. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just merely giving some advice, in general advice, and you do the research on it and you decide what's best for you. Okay. The name change. Here's the situation. The name that's on the birth certificate, it doesn't exist. It's not you. All right. You going around saying all your life that's you when it's not. They didn't record you being born. And that's a fact. They didn't record you being born. They just recorded an event and they gave the event a name. Okay. So now there is the name and then you have the legal name. So they made you the legal name and you are not the name. I know it might be a little confusing, but that's what it is. Okay. So that name on that birth certificate is not you. It's not you. Yes, you are representing it and you could still represent it, but it's not you. So I suggest that, well, for me, I have changed my title. It's not that I didn't love the name that my mom gave me. I mean, it's a great name, but I'm just saying that I'm old enough, I'm grown, you know what I'm saying? I wanna gravitate to an identity that I feel that I would like to be known as. And the world has to respect that because it's my right as a man to identify as who I want my I am to be identified as. All right. So yes, that would be a great thing to give yourself an Aboriginal title. All right. So just to answer your question, somebody asked, how do you defend correctly when they say that you weren't born in North America, you were born in the Caribbean, more specifically Jamaica? Well, Jamaica is in North America. Okay. Jamaica is in North America. And real quick, I'm just gonna show you real quick. Okay, all the countries in North America. Right? So here we are. I'm gonna show you real quick a list of all the countries in North America. Give me a second here. So you see, and again, my brother, people perish for the lack of knowledge, and that's what I'm trying to explain to our Caribbean brothers and sisters. That's all the countries in North America right here, right? Look, and people keep saying the United States is America. The United States is not America. In fact, the United States is not even a country. It's not even a nation. But that's what they say it is. It is what it is, right? But the United States is a country in America, but it is not America. You have Mexico. You have Canada. You have Dominican Republic. All right. You have Cuba. You have Panama. You have Costa Rica. You have Greenland. You have Puerto Rico, Nicaragua, Guatemala. What's this right here, brother? That's Jamaica. Jamaica is in North America. Okay, we are Turtle Islanders. All right. Honduras, Haiti, Bahamas, Belize, Aruba, El Salvador, Barbados is in North America. Bermuda, Curacao, Turks and Caicos. St. Lucia is in North America. Cayman, Guadeloupe is in North America. Martinique, Grenada, and this is the island that I was born in, North America. I was born in North America. I'm a Turtle Islander. Okay, the United States Virgin Island, Antigua and Bermuda, Anguilla, Saint Bartholomew, Saint Kitts and Nevis, the British Virgin Isles, Montserrat. I just missed one right here because it kind of flew by. Montserrat, Saint Pierre and Miquelon. St. Vincent is in North America. St. Martin, the United Minor Outlying collectivity of St. Martin. And there are other surrounding islands as well. So just so you know, Jamaica is in North America. All right, my brother. You know you was born in Turtle Island. But the thing is, they just don't want us to know. All right, so they calling us immigrants. You feel me? They're calling us immigrants, but we are not immigrants in our land. How could you be? It's like a Nigerian going to Ghana and they're telling him he's not an African. Like what? I mean, where do they do that at? So I'm trying to show my brothers and sisters that's from the Caribbean, we are all Americans. We were, as a matter of fact, we were called Americans before the people in the United States because they met us first. And we fought them so hard. That's why they took so long before they came into the what's called the United States. Yes, Trinidad is in America. Yeah. All right. So we got to know the history, man. All right. So for those of you, like I said, get your affairs in order and to do your dossier, you know, and you know what? I'm going to keep it real. I'm telling people, oh, well, it's a donation. You're not donating to anything. I don't want nobody to donate to me, man, like for real. And I'm going to tell you why. Because our people have a tendency, when they feel they donate to you, you know, you owe them something. And you know, man, I've been doing this for so long and giving and just giving and giving everybody my all. And if somebody donate, you're just doing it because you know what, Chief is doing the work. So when I provide my services for you, I'm not gonna call it donation. You're not donating to me. You're not doing me no favor. It's a service, okay? It's a service. Doing a dossier is a service. It's not a how would you call it? It's not the Red Cross, all right? And you're not doing me a favor by donating when I'm doing your dossier. It takes a lot of work. That's a 20-page dossier that I'm putting together, intellectual. I gotta go into the mind and because everybody's stuff has a different energy I gotta put into it. Nah, you're paying for it. So I'm gonna take that word out of them. Oh, well, you know, you're not paying, you're donating. Nah, it's a service. Because guess what? When other people provide your services to you, you pay them. You pay the Asian man. You pay the Caucasian man. You pay the Arab. You pay the Chinese. You pay the Japanese. You pay the Korean. You pay the African. But when it comes to your own brothers and sisters, guess what? You always want to know. Nah, the dossier is $200. You pay your $200 and you get your dossier. It's a service. That's how I take care of mine. You feel me? So I'm tired of playing the games and people want you to be all afraid to say, well, nah, no, nothing in life is free, man. Nothing in life is free. I pay for stuff. Do you know how much I have to pay to learn how to do trust? I paid $800 to learn how to do a damn trust. And look right now, I'm getting some information that is so powerful where we could get land. I have to pay about $350 for that information. Yes, Chief Carolina go pay for information. Yes, because people are providing a service. You see me? And it is just so unfair that people are providing a service for you and you feel you have to get it for free. That's why you got kicked out of the garden. And the only way for you to get back into the garden is with a license. That is the etymology. That is the allegory of the Garden of Eden. You see what I'm saying? Selfishness is the root of evil. Oh, the turnaround is it's really up to you. As long as you provide the information that I need, less than 2 weeks you'll have it. As long as you provide all the information. A couple of weeks tops. Sometimes it depends on how long, you know what I'm saying, that you take. It might take about 3 weeks. But if you get me the information, man, I would say 2 weeks tops. All right, you get it done. For real. Okay? And then once you get it, I go over it with you from top to bottom and explain it to you, show you the tool that you have. All right, because it's a powerful tool. So I want to make sure you know how to use it, where you got to send it to. And even with that, I also make sure that you get other documents that go with it. So you literally get, I mean, you more than your money's worth, because I give you like about, let me see, I give you the honorable letter, and I just give you guys this free. I normally give it to people that do dossiers to send to their nation states. I give it to you guys as a gift tonight. All right. So hey, peace. I am America. I'm American. Let me say, okay, cool. Just need to email you. Yes, just email me. Yep. My email is in the link below. I tell people, you know what? If y'all want to be playing games and y'all want to do all these things for Christmas and Next thing, they are forcing the real IDs on you. Guess what? Peace and love, love. A sister just called me from California. Her license expired, and she went to go renew it. Guess what they tell her? The only way to get it, you have to get the real ID. So if you think they are playing games with y'all could go ahead and play around. All right, but yet still you supporting everybody else, you paying everybody else for their services, but you're just so stingy about yourself. You would not pay $200 to handle your business, thinking you're doing me a favor. You ain't doing me a damn favor. I got mine, and it works. All right, so like I said, I'm tired of playing the games. I'm tired of trying to be politically correct, afraid to talk because people might think, oh well, oh Chief charging for yeah, you're damn right I'm charging. It's my time. It's a service, and that's how I take care of mine. You feel me? I got a family too, just in case people don't know. So the same way I pay people for stuff, that's what it is, man. But brothers and sisters, real talk, we have to come together. And like I said, although everybody who dossier I work on, there are a couple other things that we are putting together so we could do some real serious major moves. I can't talk about it here because what is the point of letting your enemy know what you're gonna do? I mean, that would be kind of stupid, right? So, and it's not going to take a lot of us to get this together. It's not going to take a lot of us. Believe that. The very few that's going to come together and make this thing happen, because it's only us that's going to make them respect us. But this is a great start, okay? The the second link with the notice that I put below for the states, send that to your states as a precursor. So when you get your dossier, when you send it to them, it wouldn't seem like, what the hell is that? They know exactly what you're talking about. That's why I gave you guys that as a gift. All right? Okay? And as a matter of fact, within, let me see what month we're in. We're in November. For the entire month of December. That's for the entire month of December. Anybody who, let me see if I have a copy right here. Where's that at? Man, I thought I had it on me. Okay. I don't have a copy on me here. All right, it's in the car. But for the entire month of December, anybody who get their dossier done from now until the ending of December, anybody who get the dossier done, they're getting a free copy of my book. So you're getting a $30 gift for absolutely free. All right, plus the other documents that come, the other docs that come with your dossier. So that's a gift from me to you. Anybody who get the dossier done from now until December 31st, it's a promotion. You're going to get a free book with that. What more can I say? You know what I mean? I just want to see my people succeed, man. And brothers and sisters, I'm not boasting, I'm not bragging. I know how to do it. All right. I know how to win, you know, but I can't do it alone, you know, and that's the sad part about it. You know, I can't do it alone. So the more of us that could come together and get our stuff together, then I think we're going to be all right, because we already won. The victory is ours. All right. Oh, and let me share something with you guys, right? Let's kind of change the, you know, the vibe, the frequency a little bit. So check this out. So when I was traveling to Florida, right? Since I've been on the land, I've been asking, the Great Spirit, and asking the ancestors, man. I see like hawks and eagles flying by, and I'm like, yo, I'm asking them to drop some feathers, but they haven't given me any on the land just yet. So when I was going to Florida, all right, I'm traveling, and I'm looking at the window, making sure, because I'm going through the, trees and the mountains and all that. I'm not getting anything. I was like, cool. So anyway, dealing with the situation in Florida, it took a lot of energy out of me. So on my way back, I stopped in Atlanta to see a couple of nation members. And then from Atlanta, I went to Virginia to build with our peace chief, right? He's up here on Cal. All right. So here's the thing. So when I left Virginia, I'm traveling back to Missouri. So I looked out the window. I could have swore I saw some feathers. So I literally got off the next exit, right? And I went all the way around. I'm talking about like 2 more exits, and I came around like, man, another 20 minutes. to come back around. And then when I got to the spot, it wasn't feathers. It was a plastic bag that was shredded, and it kind of looked like feathers. I was so disappointed. So I'm traveling, coming back to Missouri, and I'm gunning it because I'm like, yo, I gotta come home and do this paperwork and do some stuff because I gotta do some more stuff for my brothers and sisters in Florida, and for my brother and sister in Florida. I gotta do some stuff for the nation. I gotta do some stuff for me. You know what I mean? I gotta do some paperwork for me, and I'm like, yo, I just want to get home. So it's a 70. Okay, the speed limit is 70, and I'm doing about between 80 and 75. So I'm going fluctuating between 75 and 80. So, boom. A truck was actually approaching, so I sped up to pass the truck, but then I didn't slow down immediately. I kept going. All of a sudden, from my peripherals, I saw the cop car in the cut, because they're always doing that, right? I was like, damn, they got me. Anyway, it so said, so done. They got me. So they turned their lights on. I didn't stress it. I just pulled over. I had my hand on the steering wheel. I make sure I turn on my lights because, I don't want nobody, looking at the news and hearing Chief got shot because his lights was off and they thought he moved and picked up his wallet. So me, I'm smart. So even as soon as they stopped me, way before they came out their car, I turned my lights on. All right. I put my hand on my steering wheel and I'm good. And I'm just chilling, waiting for them. So they came. Long story short, they gave me a ticket for speeding, right? But like I said, I'm not worried about that. I'm going to fight that and I'm going to win. Okay. Because I know how to win. So I got my ticket. I'm like, damn. So I'm beefing with my ancestors. Like real talk. I tell people, this is how I deal with my ancestors, even the Great Spirit, right? I talk to them like regular, like they're my parents. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling my ancestors, listen, I just came from Florida, helping my brother and sister. You know what I'm saying? I literally, everything I had, I used it on that trip to go. Our nation and members had to help me get there. You know what I mean? My heart is pure. I'm doing the right thing. I mean, why couldn't you prevent me from not getting the ticket? And I'm literally about to curse the ancestors, right? So I was like, you know what? Let me calm down, because now they start putting a little pressure on my shoulders because, I'm telling y'all might think it's a joke. Me and the ancestors, like, we have something going on for real. So if they want to show me anything or they're mad at me, what they do is they put some pressure on my shoulder, my right shoulder, right? So as soon as I said that, man, they put a pressure on my right shoulder. I was like, damn. So I started to apologize. I say, you know what? Listen, I'm just a little bit frustrated, and I'm talking to myself, but I'm talking to them. I say, I'm just a little bit frustrated because I'm doing my all. I'm doing this for real. I'm genuine about it. And it's like, I know I'm not alone because our nation members, we have a great family, and I love them and I know they love me, but I need to know that you guys are on my side. And when I say you guys, I'm talking about my ancestors and the Great Spirit. I say, I need a sign from above, man. Like, I mean, I want a feather, like, give me an eagle feather, give me a hawk feather, like, give me something, because I've been looking since I came down here in Missouri and I can't find anything. So I need to know that you're with me. I know you're with me, but show me, prove it to me. So that's the dialogue that I'm having with them. So lo and behold, right, I'm traveling. So here's the thing. Normally when I do my long distance traveling in my phone on the GPS, I always put, when I put in the directions, I always put no tolls because I don't like paying tolls. All right. I just have something about paying tolls. It's like, I'm indigenous to this land. Why am I paying tolls? Right. But eventually that's something we're going to have to work on. All right. I'm going to get to that question in a second, brother. Give me a second. All right. So with that being said, I had to return the car rental at 12. That was 12. That was 12 today, 12 p.m. today, right? So when I went to Virginia, I was tired. So I rested for a little bit. And then I got up and I said, okay, you know what? It's time to make a move. But by the time I left Virginia and I put it in the GPS, I realized that I was going to get to Missouri at 1 o'clock. So I would have been late anyway. And they only give you half an hour grace period. So now I got to pay an extra $39 for an extra day. I was like, damn, I didn't want to pay extra. So I say, okay, you know what? Should I just keep going and speed to avoid paying a $39, or should I take some rest? Because I was tired. My eyes was literally blinking. So I said, you know what, man, I'm not going to risk my life for $39. Okay. I'm going to pull up in a gas station, take some rest. So I pulled up, put the heat on a little bit, and I took a nap. I literally knocked out for like about an hour, got up again, filled the tank. I started heading out. So the spirit told me, you know what, Chief? Why don't you, even if you know you're going to be late, why don't you put in the route with tolls to see if that, because normally when you put no tolls, it take you the longer route. But put in the direction with the tolls and see if it's gonna help you out a little bit in terms of the distance, right? So I put the directions now and I put with tolls. Lo and behold, it cut the hours down and it was getting me there at least like 11:43, 17 minutes before 12 o'clock. But then, so I'm on the road going now. I'm going. All right. But then I got tired again. And I was like, okay, man, do I want to save this $39 or take a risk with my life because I'm falling asleep? Because I literally left Missouri. That was 17 hours to Florida. Then I left Florida. I went to Tampa. From Tampa, went back to Gainesville. From Gainesville, went to ATL. And then from ATL, I went to Virginia. And from Virginia, I came back to Missouri. So I'm doing a lot of traveling. I'm exhausted. So I say, okay, you know what? Take another rest. I got into another gas station, took some rest. I'm going somewhere with this, okay? So I took my rest and then I got back on the road again. And I'm telling my ancestors, okay, what's going on here, man? You know, like for real, you know, y'all got to look out. So brothers and sisters, I'm traveling on the highway, just jamming to some music. Something just tell me to look to the right. I look to the right. I seen a little feather, one little feather sticking up in the grass, right? So I was like, boom, a feather. Man, listen, when I see feathers, I get excited. So I was like, a feather. So I backed up, make sure traffic wasn't coming, and I backed up on the median, and I pulled up in the grass. Yo, when I went to the grass, guess what I saw? I saw an eagle, all right? That was, you know, that died, but it wasn't rotten. It seemed like it just happened like a day or so or two, right? I think it's an eagle or a different kind of hawk, but it looked like an eagle. So I was like, word, man, I was like, thank you, ancestors. So what I did was I did a quick little ritual, you know, to thank, you know, the eagle spirit for, you know, dropping its host for me to find it. And I said, okay, you know what? I promise I'm going to cherish and honor, you know, your body. And I say, you know, safe journey on your travels in terms of the spirit. So I took it. I went into the car, took a bag, put it in there. So that was a gift from the ancestors. So I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm elated. So I put that in the trunk, right? I had some alcohol, rubbing alcohol in the car. I put a little bit on there, you know, because it had a slight little scent because, you know, like I said, a day or two, right? About 2 days. So just to kill the scent. So I got back in the car. Literally, I mean, I'm talking about literally, right? Not even 50 feet. I looked to the right again. I saw 2 feathers sticking up this time. Yo, I got excited. Pulled up to the side again, backed up. Guess what? Boom. A whole hawk. Yo, the hawk was huge. An entire hawk. Man, I thought I was in heaven. I'm excited. I got my knife. All right, I said, okay, you know what? I did my ritual again. I thanked the hawk for dropping its body. All right, and I say, you know, farewell to your spirit, and I'm going to take care of your body. I'm going to take care of your parts, and I thank you for the gift. I thank the ancestors. I thank the great spirit. And then I went into the car, got another plastic bag, and I cut the whole wing. So now I have a whole hawk wing, right? Put that in the bag. And the tail feathers, man, I got so many of them. And the other wing, part of it was a little too rotten. So I took some of the feathers, put it in the bag, and then I said, thank you, man. And I was on the way. And I told my ancestors, because I was telling them, listen, I am working so hard for my people. Give me a sign from above that you got me. Show me something. And they gave me what I wanted. All right, they gave me an eagle and a hawk as a gift from above. And man, it was so spiritual for me, man. Like I literally shed a tear in that car. Now I ain't no punk. No, I'm just saying, like, I appreciate what my ancestors did for me. You know what I mean? So when I got to I got to a gas station. I got some ice. You know what I'm saying? Because I had another 6 hours to go, so I didn't want it to stink. So I put the ice in there so to keep it. And then I'm gonna leave it up. It's on ice right now. And then in our culture, let me show you guys how to preserve, like feathers or animal body parts. You know what I mean? That's what we do it in our culture. You could either use black pepper, lots of black pepper. What it does, it dries it up, or cornmeal. And our peace chief in Long Island put me onto that. All right, so that's what you do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a container tomorrow, put everything in the container, and the parts that are like extremely rotten, I'm gonna cut it. Hey, Sister Shonda, the parts that are rotten, I'm gonna throw them away, and the good parts I'm gonna keep them, and I'm gonna pour the cornmeal in it, or not on it rather, and then you have to leave it for 30 to 40 days. Okay, 30 to 40 days, and what the cornmeal does, it dries it up, and it keeps it fresh. All right, and it takes away all the smell, and that's how you preserve it. So just so you guys know, that's part of our culture. I tell people, knowing who you are is more than just saying I'm an American Indian or an Aborigine. No, you got to know some of the culture. All right, and that's how we preserve animal parts, with cornmeal or black pepper. It dries it out. Okay, so just so y'all know. All right, wanted to share that with you guys. So the ancestor spirit is real, because I got mad at them and I was frustrated. I was like, yo, I'm doing so much. I came all the way. I did that. All you had to do was not let this cop see me, man. So I don't get no damn ticket. I was upset. I'm giving my all. Like, show me y'all with me, man. Give me a sign from above. I've been asking for eagle feathers, asking for hawk feathers. Yo, I was tight. And they said, okay, you know what? Give him something. And they didn't just give me, they gave me. Like, they gave me in abundance. Like, so I tell people, man, I know I'm on the right path. I know. And that's why I do what I do, because, man, it's real. I cannot make these things up. And guess what? See how that transpired. Every time I travel, I take the route without tolls. And the spirit spoke to me and tell me, you know what? Pay for the toll today. And I was fighting it because I didn't want to pay the $6. Now, y'all could say cheap is cheap. I don't care what y'all say. I wanted to keep my $6 in my pocket. All right? Because it's not a matter of the $6. It's about me paying tolls on my land. You feel me? I just feel like I'm being robbed. You feel me? So that's why I don't like doing that. But anyway, I listened to that inner voice. And because I took a different route and paid the toll, it cost me about $6. My ancestors gave me almost an entire hawk and some eagle and an eagle. So what more can I ask for, man? They with me. You know what I mean? They with me, and I man. Woo! That was so emotional for me, man. You don't even know. But it was beautiful. It was beautiful, man. It was beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, so I just want to share that with you guys. All right, so I know. Let me take this question up here first. My brother asked, would it be unlawful to put territory, country, or private automobile tags? No, it's not unlawful, but they might tell you it's illegal. You see what I'm saying? So that's why we have to teach these people, because they don't know. They're only dealing with commerce, and it's about money. And the Supreme Court has ruled that no state should take a right of any citizen, okay, and turn it into a privilege and charge for it. So charging you for registration and plates, that's unlawful, okay? But they make it illegal. That's why I tell people there's a difference between legal and lawful, all right? So it's up to us to step up and put the pressure on them, let them know we know who we are, we know the law, and that they have to respect it, okay? But you could do that, all right? You could do that. That's lawful, just to answer your question. All right, let me see. Let me see if somebody else had another question. I could have sworn I saw another question. Peace, family. Feathers up. Thanks for the. Oh, you're welcome, Brandy. Let me see. Let me see. I found 5 feathers in weird places. What does that mean? Well, when you find feathers, it's just a gift from the ancestors. You know what I mean? Because feathers are very sacred, in our culture. And one day I'm gonna do a video talking about the feather and breaking it down to you guys, what the feathers mean. All right. So at least from the Cherokee perspective, so to speak. I will share that with you guys one day. All right. But you have to know some of the culture, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell people, no, well, I'm an Aborigine, and they can't tell you anything about being an Aborigine. You know what I mean? Like I know we lost the culture, but learn. I'm just saying, learn, for crying out loud. You know, make an effort. All right. But the connection is real. So for me, I'm gonna, you know, once I get off this live right here, you know, I'm just gonna do some meditation, you know, thank my ancestors, man, for looking out for me today. I mean, it was just so amazing that I found that, you know, and I didn't find it, it was gifted to me. So it just showed me that, you know, I'm on the right path, and they definitely hear my voice when I call, you know, so that's great. Anybody have any few questions before I get out of here? I just wanted to share, you know, some information with you guys and build with you, because I haven't been on this channel doing a live in a long time, because of course they restricted me for 3 months on this channel, but I'm back. All right, and don't forget, like I said, anybody who do their dossier from now until December 31st, you're gonna get a free book as a gift. All right, so we got work to do, man. Let's get this done. Get your affairs in order, man. All right, stop being stingy to yourself. I mean, I just don't get that. Like, how could you not want to make sure that your political status is corrected? Like for real? Why would you want to continue to be a slave? Like, I mean, damn, you know? Nah, when you could have the best of both worlds, like, you know, proclaim your indigenous status and still dibble and dabble in the system because it's on our land. Like, I'm showing you how to be a boss, like for real, you know? But for some reason, like, it's just so hard for people to see that, man. It's so hard, you know, and you know, you spend more money on phones and all that stuff, you know. So $200 for your dossier is no big deal. All right, that's a drop in the bucket. All right, to start getting your affairs in order. See, you know what I mean? So get it together, brothers and sisters. Any questions before I get out of here? They were different colors and shapes. Yeah. I mean, that's good. Like I said, when you find feathers, especially in places where feathers, I mean, normally wouldn't be, they're definitely a gift. They're definitely a gift. Peace, Chief. Thanks for keeping it real. Oh, absolutely, my brother. Like I tell people, man, I ain't got time for the games, man. Like for real. I tell folks, our people have been used too much. Our people have been abused too much. Our people have been lied to too much. Our people have been played games with too much. And if my legacy is gonna be anything, it's gonna be Chief is one of the realest dudes I've ever met, because I ain't got time for the games. I ain't got time for the games. All this sugar coating and playing games and cutting the corners, and all of a sudden you hear, no, I'm telling you what it is. That's what it is. You know, that's what it is. I ain't got no time to play games. Other people come to you, you pay them for their services, you come to me, pay me for mine. You're not doing me no favor. Don't donate to me. Because I've had experience with people donating, and they think you owe them something after, you know, they take all the information that you have given them, and then damn, you donate, and all of a sudden they think you owe them. Don't do me no favors. Don't donate to me. Okay? Nah, I don't want it. But if you want my service, you're gonna pay for it. Point blank. Do you have a diplomatic status? Well, it depends on what you call diplomatic status. I'm the king of the land. So the thing is, anybody could have a diplomatic status if they respect you. Is stepping up as the king or the queen of the land. That's what it's about. You feel me? To get your respect. So as long as they respect you and honor you, I mean, hey, that puts you in a diplomatic status, because as the Aborigines of the land, that's the status we should have. Okay? That's the status that we should have. But because not enough of us are stepping up, okay, it's difficult for one individual to step up and attain that status. You feel me? So you have to go through so much red tape. But if the people just woke up, it's that simple. Woke up and put things in place, then we would restore our throne. All right? Become the landlords again, opposed to the tenants. And that's what I want to teach my people. All right? And like I said, I'm getting some information real soon. All right? Maybe it might be the next couple of weeks, a month or so. where we could like literally get land and all type of stuff. So I'm working diligently. I'm working hard, all right, on our behalf. All right, brothers and sisters, I am. Okay. And part of the whole process on the land here is to, and not that I have to tell you my business anyway, but I'm gonna let you know what I'm gonna do with my money. All right. Anybody who who utilize my services and they pay for their dossiers, I'm gonna use the money for the land. Not for anybody. I'm doing it for me because that's my money. It's not yours. It's mine. But I'm telling you what I'm going to do with it. I'm doing it to build the land so that I could invite you now to come on the land where you don't have to pay for rent. So at the end of the day, guess what? It's coming all back to you anyway. But I'm just letting you know that's what I'm doing. So I want to get this, the solar panels, do all that. We want to build a septic tank. So when other brothers and sisters come on the land, there will be running water, bathroom, lights, and all that. You feel me? So now I'm showing you how not to pay rent. I'm showing you how not to buy water. I'm showing you now how not to buy food. All that stuff. Plus, you are able to protect yourself because where I'm at, it's a open carry state. I tell brothers and sisters, you have to start thinking. Get away from those cities because they got you coded and zoned up where they're making it unlawful for you to protect yourself. Go into territories where you could carry open. Brothers and sisters, when this thing pop off, you have to be able to protect yourself. I'm letting y'all know. You got to use your head. All right? Don't think I just want to be in the mountains or in the country just because. No, I mean, I love nature, but I also want to be in a position to protect myself when this thing pop off. All right? Strategize. Okay, let me see what it says. It says nation building requires government to deal with them on a absolutely, absolutely. So that's what we're doing. We have our nation, and we're making a lot of powerful moves as a government. And I love our nation members. I got to tell you that. I can't do much in the position I am, but I support your wave and give you energy and not much, but just want to know I help push. Oh, it's all good. It's all good, brother. I tell people, hey, positive energy is still energy because that's all money is. It's all currency anyway. It's all energy, so appreciate the currency. And a lot of our people, because they think that, and I'm not saying you, brother, I'm Devante, but I've gotten a lot of calls where people think because they are indigenous that they don't have to work to do anything. Man, listen, nothing in life is free, people. Okay? You have to put in the work to get something for free. Even if you were to get land for free, you still have to grow the food. You feel me? So get away from that mentality. If you have to go get 2-3 jobs to get your affairs in order, then do it. All right? Until we are able to step up and get what belongs to us. But don't think you're just going to, it's like literally you want to get into a business, but you don't have no startup money. You want to get into the drug game, but you don't have no startup money. Like seriously, like for real. And I'm not telling people, hey, I'm not saying go sell drugs. I'm not saying that. I'm just giving you an example. That's the mentality of our people. They think that, we're just going to sit around and we're just supposed to get because, we're indigenous. No, it doesn't work that way. They're not just going to give it to us. All right. We have to step up and go demand it, and then we'll get it. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about. Do you feel like some of our people are treating this like a trend versus being their bloodline? Yes, absolutely. I think a lot of people are just caught up in the wave. All right, that's why it's not in their heart. You feel me? This is in my heart because it's in my DNA, it's in my blood. So that's all I do. I mean, I rise thinking of how I could make things better for my people. I lay my head down thinking, going into meditation, give me something from the spiritual realm so I could make something happen for my people. Because that's in my DNA. But a lot of people, it's a trend, just like every other sect or every other group, so to speak. All right. You'll see people with that trend at one point or more. One point an Israelite, one point a Nuwapian, one point the conscious, one point now the Aborigine. Something else might come up a little more popular, or they feel might be more popular, and they're that. So they're just going with the motion. You know what I mean? Oh, everybody's indigenous now? I'm indigenous. So yeah, that's a great question. A lot of people are like that. When it's actually something that they should live, breathe, eat every single day. Let it become part of you. It has to be second nature. All right? if that's what you are. You know, be who you are, be authentic about it. And you know, to me, the authenticity for me, it all, even if my grandmother had told me, but it all started, like, I got more of a confidence, so to speak, when I started wearing my feathers more often, because you know, the only time, you know, I would have worn them feathers is when we have carnivals. Like every year we would have the carnival, and then I would have my feather or stuff like that. But then I told myself, if that was part of our culture, why only wait once a year to do it? So I started wearing my feathers every single day. And it gave me such a boost of confidence, because when I started stepping out, I felt like I was the king. I felt like I'm the king of the land, and anybody who's not an Aborigine, they have to recognize me and acknowledge me and respect me. You know, that's what it does for me. And not that to put other people down, no, to let them recognize I know who I am, and you are in my land, and you have to respect me, and I'm going to demand the respect. So you have to become that. You have to become who you truly are. All right. Okay. Let it be real. Let it resonate. Let your light shine. So that was a great question. All right. Some are waiting to see what happens before they make a move. Yeah. A lot of our people are, you know what, let me just chill on the sideline. Like they kind of like in between, you know, I want to make the move. I don't want to make the move. Some people just like that. Some people are scared. All right. Afraid of what they might do. You know, the system, like I forget what they might do. They're doing dumb. No, it's up to you to do you. All right. Do you. I tell people I'm about doing. That's it. Do every single day. I do something that's going to facilitate me as an indigenous man. I don't care if it's a simple letter, a note I have to send to somebody. I'm doing something to make sure that I'm always making steps forward to get the respect that we deserve in our land. And every day, wearing a feather, man, it's a beautiful thing. All right. Just wearing a feather, you know, my crown in Florida, a sister, you know, she saw me, an elder. Oh, you got the feathers on. What tribe? I said Carib, Cherokee, and Choctaw. She said, oh, me too, I'm Cherokee. I was like, did you just find out? She said, no, my great grandmother was full-blooded Cherokee. We've always known. So I was like, wear your feathers. She was like, well, you know, brother, when I wear it, people look at me like I'm crazy, saying I don't wear it no more. I said, no, sis, wear your feathers. Let them think you're crazy. But you might be planting some seeds. Guess what? The sister is a pastor of a church. She has a big congregation. And guess what? She wanted me to work with them. She gave me her brother's number in Philly. He's another pastor. Now they want me to work with them. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is, even if I know that their religion wasn't our thing, but I am not going to approach it from and attack their religion. Because anytime you try to attack people's beliefs, you lose them. So why would I want to be selfish and attack their religion, even if they believe in Jesus, right? And then take away that message I could have given to the congregation. So I'm not going to approach it like that. You feel me? I'm going to teach them about the history. Yes, she know who she is, but I'm going to dive into the history with them, show them all the documents, you know what I'm saying, the proof, and show them what they need to do. And then going into the history, then they would see for themselves that we were not Christians. All right. But I'm not going to take that approach. I'm going to respect the fact that they have their own belief. And I'm just going to focus on what we have in common, which is we have the same oppressor. All right. Let us deal with that first. That's why I tell all these Moors, I know y'all from Africa, but y'all say, you know, Moors is Americans. I know they're not. For a fact, I know they're not. But if that's what you want to be, great. Israelite, Nuwapian, whatever. You see, let us work on what we have in common, which is that common threat, is the people who are holding us hostage in our land. And then, you know what? Once we win that battle, then we could all come together and discuss whatever else as brothers and sisters. But let us put our differences aside. I don't care what you call yourself, okay? Even for some of you who don't want to let go of the term Black and African American, even if you are stateless, okay, you could be useful as well. But just know the position that you're putting yourself in. You feel me? But it doesn't mean that there can be no use for you in this game, in this war. It's a war. All right? They got us as prisoners in our home. So we have to wake up to that. All right? So I'm about unity, man. That's what I'm about. That's what I'm about. Okay? But with genuine people. Okay? I cannot deal with fake people. They got to be genuine. And I know exactly how to test that. All right. It says, I notice when I'm in the public, I wear my feathers and indigenous necklaces. White people, well, let us say Caucasians are pale. They're not white. Seem to be more accepting to me being an Aborigine more than my own brothers and sisters. Yeah, that's true. Because they know who we are. They know. All right. My partner is on a truck registration. Can I still, my partner is on the truck registration. Can I still cancel the state of Florida ownership without her sending some notification? She's a United States citizen. Well, if the truck is registered, under her name, in fact, it doesn't matter whose name the truck is registered to. As long as it's registered, then it actually belongs to the state. What you could do is you could resend the registration and do your own thing. You could do that. But as long as it's registered in the system, it doesn't matter. Pardon me. It doesn't matter who the registration name is under. Then it belongs to them. The title is theirs. All right, just so you know. So you have to do that and turn that in, and then probably get the title transfer to get the allodial title of the vehicle. All right. So I hope that makes sense. But let me just make sure I understand what you're asking. My partner is on the truck registration. Can I still cancel the state? Yeah, you could cancel it with her consent. All right. It depends on the relationship y'all have. You don't want to do it, and next thing she reports you. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure you guys are actually on the same page. All right. That's what she wants to do. All right. So I hope that answers your question. All right. No problem. I wear my necklace and okay, I've read that before. All right. That's when I start dropping the knowledge. Of course. It is a great conversation starter. A Caucasian woman asked me what's up with my feather, and I said I was American Indian, and she said, well, that explains it. 2 minutes later, I met an Aboriginal. Yeah, I mean that always happens. You know what I mean? It's always a great conversation piece, and it gives me great pleasure in talking about our culture and who we are, and definitely honoring our ancestors, because once we start doing that, they feel that energy, they feel that love, and their legacy is being restored and their truth is being told. So to me, when the feather alone has that type of significance, it has that type of sentiments to me, and it's like they say, what's in your wallet, never leave home without it, right? Well, I never leave home without my feathers. All right, that's just facts. Okay. So for a lot of people that going around, man, with all the hate and all the animosity, man, kill that noise, man. We got too much work to do. And like I said before, we may not be, we may have the same destination, but we all may not be in the same car traveling. You feel me? And that's cool. That's cool. As long as we get there, that's all that matters. All right. And everybody who's doing it, I wish you all the best. If you're playing your part, I wish you all the best, for real. It doesn't mean, we have to work together. We got to know. Do you? You know what I mean? As long as you're genuine with the people, you're true with the people, you're not out to deceive the people and hurt the people, then I support you. Do your thing. Because I could only speak for me. And I hold myself responsible in high regards. In high regards. That's just what it is. So, and I know it's always about the intent. And my intentions are always pure when it comes to my people. So I just want to keep it that way, because I could only speak for myself. You feel? Nobody knows me better than me. So I know that there's no deceitful bone in my body, and I want to just keep it that way. All right? Because I don't want to rub any type of gifts that my ancestors or the Great Spirit have for me. So I want to make sure that I'm always truthful and I'm always sincere when it comes to our people. All right. The Caribbean islands were the dumping grounds for the Indian prisoners of war. Yeah, well, it was all over, because they also took Caribbean Aborigines, and brought them into the mainland as well. So it was a lot of swapping and mixing, man. It was crazy. We've been put all over this continent, letting and telling our people that they're from Africa. That's really what was going on. you know. And like I said before, even the so-called transatlantic slave trade, even before the white cargo slave trade, there was the Indian American slave trade where they were taking our ancestors and sending them into Nigeria, Angola, sending them into Britain, all those places. You know, so a lot of times when you see they say, "Oh well, this Nigerian look like you," or this, that could be one of our peoples, because they had a migration of not migration, but it was this American Indian slave trade where they were taking Aborigines and taking them into Africa. All right, so people got to know that. And even before that, there was a migration of American Aborigines who moved into Nigeria. You feel me? So, man, we all over the world. That's just the honest truth. But people think it's the other way around. No, they told you everything in reverse. All right. So that's just what it is. Learn the true story opposed to his story. You did. All right. So, brothers and sisters, I've been on here for how long now? Let me just conclude. Yep, a little over 2 hours. I hope you guys enjoy the information. So once again, just to reiterate, I got 2 links below, right? One is on behalf of our brother and sister in Florida. If you can, please, I'm asking. Or it's not costing you anything. We're not asking for no donations. All we are asking you to do is print 2 copies, all right, of the first link, that first PDF, and send one to the governor of Florida and send one to the attorney general. That's all we are asking. All right, send it certified mail if you could just do that. And the second one is a gift from me to you. All right, the second one is a gift from me to you so that you could send to your respective governor, secretary of state, attorney general, and sheriff. So at least putting them, that's your first notice. So even before you get your dossier, you have already put your first notice. A lot of you was asking, "Hey, Chief, you know what? I don't know what to do. What should I do? Don't know where to start." Well, I just gave you your first start. Okay? And it was a gift. It didn't cost you a damn thing. All right? All it is going to cost you is just the postage. That's it. So what's your excuse? You got your first notice to let them know that that's coming from you and you're an Aborigine. That little piece of paper I just gave you, that is powerful. Trust me. That is so powerful. You have no idea. All right? And a lot of positive energy went into it. Because whenever I do my paperwork or documents, I meditate first. And I ask, the higher powers to guide me through it. All right? And put that energy in what needs to be accomplished. Make sure that it's accomplished through the work that I put into those documents. All right? So I give you a great start. All right, until you are able to start working on your dossier. All right. And once again, just to reiterate, anybody who get the dossier done from now until December 31st, boom, you get a free book. Because remember, like I told y'all, they're going to keep pushing those real IDs on you. All right. So, yeah, all right, y'all going to watch. Watch. Like I tell y'all before, y'all going to remember, my voice when this thing hit the fan. Damn, I know. Damn, Chief was telling the truth. Yo, word. I should have. Okay, yeah. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Right? That's something we say in the Caribbean. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. All right. For those who from the Caribbean, they know. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this build. I hope you enjoyed the information because I sure enjoyed your company. So thank you for sharing your energy with me. And I didn't feel any type of bad vibe or negativity. It seems like the group that we had today, the energy was real, even for those that weren't, putting any comments in the chat. I could tell that they were listening, and they had great energy with them. So I appreciate that. That's definitely a good thing. And for all those of you who support, who donated to the super chat, thank you. Showing your love for the information that I provide. So that's a beautiful thing. It's very much appreciated. All right. So once again, I'm back in Missouri. I'm still gonna put in some work. So once this is done, I'm gonna show you all the after. But the next goal is, once people start getting some of the services and the fiat currency start coming in, I'm gonna get the solar panel, fix the sewer system, and and then pin the trailer. You know what I'm saying? Hook it up, and then you guys gonna see the after. And then once the solar panels is up, then anybody who wants to come, and they have their camper or their trailer, we actually have a hookup where we could get campers and trailers. So my thing is, I just want to provide this for the people, that show you that you don't have to stay in the city and pay rent. Brothers and sisters, we have a land that is so vast. You feel me? It is so vast. I'm talking about the American continent. It's so vast. And all where we are traveling, I mean, I'm talking about all over the country. It's just so much land. But they have you thinking that you need to be in the city, crowded, paying rent, 12, 13, 14, $1,500. No. You see, that's an illusion, man. They playing, they got y'all. Don't fall for that. Okay, so my goal is to show you not to pay rent, not to buy food, not to buy water. And once you could take care of those basic essentials, now we have time to focus on what we got to focus on, which is stepping up to sit back on that throne, become the landlords again. All right. So once again, some people may talk, and it's okay, because all they're doing is they're exercising their freedom of speech. And there's nothing wrong with that, because trust me, I used to exercise my freedom of speech, but I realized talking is not enough. Some people may just say, well, you know what? Just think. And that's cool too. Because guess what? People who are talking are actually doing more than you by just thinking. Because first you have to think, and then you talk about it, right? So people who talk are actually closer to doing more than you. So you got to focus on when people tell you things and watch what they're doing. Are they doing, or are they just talking? But the truth comes when you're doing. Because when you're doing, you could see the fruits of the labor. And that's when you truly know people's intentions. It's by their actions. So I let my actions speak for me. You feel me? And my nation, my nation brothers and sisters, trust me, they could tell you that I'm a man of my word. And that's very important to me, because I love them. You feel me? And I'll do anything for them in my power. Anything that I could do, and that could alleviate any type of situation that they're in, I'm gonna do it for them. And that's just me. You feel me? All right, Fury time to link up. All right, man. All right, so peace and love, lineage. I'm about to get out of here, Chief. You got the Inca Olmec features, just like our ancestors and the God of Fauna. Oh, no doubt, no doubt. You already know. That's all us. That's all us. All day, all day, all day. You know what I mean? So, when all them haters going around, oh, yo, Chief Kalanago is a Nigerian. Yeah, okay. So I'm like, how the hell could I be a Nigerian, right? And so what if I was a Nigerian? But I'm just saying, how could I be a Nigerian? And when I went and do a private DNA test, it came back exclusively saying that, out of all the populations in the world, Africa didn't come up. Like of all the populations, Africa didn't come up like that. And they say, and it's stated that out of every other ethnic group or race, you know what I'm saying, you're definitely American Indian, and it's actually in red to prove that. So like I tell people, man, when haters talk, y'all could talk. I know who I am. You feel me? I know what my ancestors brought me here for, and that's what I'm doing. You see, because while they're talking, I'm doing, and we are making progress. We're doing so much work right now, and all that's going to manifest, and we are going to show y'all. While people are debating, they could debate. Conscious community fighting each other. Now you have Aborigines stepping into the conscious community and fighting conscious community people. We ain't got time for that. Nah, we ain't got time for that. I was just doing some research on the Indian wars, realized that it proves we are the Indians. Yeah, absolutely. All the wars fought in the United States was because of the Indians. Yep. For real. Believe that. And I got a list of them. All right. Exactly. Yep. There you go. I know that. And that's why they always say we look like West Africans, when the truth is the West Africans came from here. All right. So y'all better peep game. Okay. All right, guys. Like I said, I've been traveling for almost 7 days nonstop. So I just wanted to come build with you guys, and I felt, you know, in my spirit to do this live, even if I was exhausted. You see, I'm tired, so I'm starting to shut down. So I'm gonna conclude this live, okay? Yeah, yes, indeed, they look like us. It's the other way around. All right. So I appreciate, love you guys, man, and like I said, get your affairs in order. My link is my email is in the link below. Let us get this started. All right, and let's make this thing happen, because there's a power move that I have in place, and I need at least 30 to 40 to 50, maybe 100 people in at least 30 different states. And we're going to make such a power move. We're going to shake this whole thing around. Believe me. All right. So we need to get the people together. Get them together. And if you guys need me to come anywhere to do a lecture, get the people together. Okay. That's it. Get the people together. I'll be there. Because that's what I love to do. I love teaching our people. I love bringing the light to our people. What's light? Light is the truth. And I stand in truth. So therefore I stand in light. So let's get this done. All right, guys. So once again, thank you for joining in, and seeing that I'm able to do live here once more. I will be doing it a little more often. And yes, indeed. All right. So whatever territory you're in tonight. Oh, don't forget, on the 23rd, on the 23rd of this month, they have the full moon. It's called the Beaver Moon. Okay. Anytime during the night, once the full moon is out, we are gonna go out in our respective places wherever we at, and we're gonna roar as loud as you can for at least 20 to 30 seconds or more if you can, and let us roar for our ancestors. Okay, let us roar to bring their spirits down. We're gonna do that on the 23rd, and I'm gonna keep reminding you guys until the 23rd, and we're gonna do that because only us could change this thing around. And it's not just physical, it's also spiritual. Our ancestors are also fighting this spiritual battle, because these demons, trust me, they're fighting our ancestors in that spiritual realm. You feel me? So we got to realize that our ancestors are depending on us the same way we are depending on them. Okay? Because like I said, too many times we want too much for free. We want to reach out to our ancestors, but then what are you doing for them? What are you doing for them? You feel me? Don't think like that's why when we used to do our altars, right? And pay homage to our ancestors, and we had to give them something. Okay, like if you know your ancestor loved tobacco, then you put tobacco on your altar for that particular ancestor. If you know your ancestor loved a certain food, then you put that on your altar for your ancestor, for that particular ancestor. You feel me? But people always want, oh, ancestor do this, ancestor. What are you doing for them? You feel me? That's why they don't look out for people like that, because they're selfish. Always want one from the ancestors, but what are you doing for them? You feel me? So don't think because they're not here, they ain't got needs. They got needs, and sometimes their energy want to come back and experience something in this physical world, something that they used to like, something they used to love. And they're saying, damn, you always want something. Well, damn, can you just give me a little bit of tobacco? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I'm just asking for, you know? So brothers and sisters, we got to connect. We got to know how to connect to our ancestors, man. Connect to that voice that's in you. Know the difference. Okay, when it's you speaking, your inner, your higher self speaking, or when it's your ancestor speaking, learn to identify. And you could only do that in silence, you know, in your moment of bliss. You dig? It's real. Okay, it's real. So now that I'm on the land, I'm starting to have my visions again. I'm starting to dream again. So that's a beautiful thing. So I'm about to go get my nap, do my meditation. Hopefully they give me a download, because I'm open for a download right now. You know what I mean? So somebody said, I had a woman from Kenya the other day tell me I look Nigerian. I told her I was an Aborigine. She looked at me and began telling me she didn't believe the out of Africa theory. Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean, we all know that's a theory. That's why they said it's a theory. All right, and also we have my brother Golden Eagle. You know, that's one of our nation members as well. So peace and love, my brother out there in Texas. You know, so I mean, we got nation members in Texas. We got nation members in Virginia. We got nation members in Florida. We got nation members in Chicago. You know, just in Illinois. Period. We got nation members in Pennsylvania. We got nation members in New York. We got nation members Wales. In Missouri. That's seven states so far. Oh, we got nation members in Jersey. We got nation members in Maryland. That's 9 states. Where else we got? I think that's it. Yeah. Pretty soon we know California. Yeah, we got Jersey. Yep. Yep. So yeah, man, like we got nation members in almost like about 10 states. You feel me? So I'm just saying another 10 states to 10 to 20 states, and we get at least 50 to 100 people together. Now, they don't necessarily have to be part of the nation, but they have to get their affairs in order. And then we have a powerful move to make. And I promise you, it's going to change some things around. I'm excited. All right. So like, it's not going to take a whole lot of people. Remember that, brothers and sisters. It's not going to. So stop waiting for everybody to wake up. We don't need everybody to wake up. Okay. Just you woke up, then that's good enough. Get your affairs in order. And then let your brothers and sisters see what you're doing, and they will do. Our people don't do what we say. They do what we do. All right. That's what it is. Say, I would like to link with the members in Florida. Oh, sure. Like I said, send me your email. I could link you with our brothers and sisters in Florida by all means. Send me an email. All right. Let me know who you are. All right. All right. It says anyone close to Jersey, link me. Yeah, we got Maryland, we got Jersey. Yep. So definitely, like I said, man, once y'all send me the emails, I could link you all with the fam. You dig? And that's how we make this thing happen. All right. So, oh, and we're about to have a member in California soon. So yeah, we definitely extending the territories. All right. All right, guys. So you guys have a great continuation. I know some of you have to work in the AM. I have to work myself, but the work that I have to do is paperwork. So I have a lot of paperwork to do. So a lot. And that ticket I got today, I have to write a notice for that to shut them down with that. So I have to go meditate on that tonight and make that happen, and then go into town tomorrow and send it out to the court. And a lot of times when you get tickets or citation, don't sleep on it. All right. Make sure you try to answer it within the first 3 to 4 days. Always do that. All right. So I got it today. So Monday would be considered the first day because that's the first business day. So I'm going to send it today. I'm going to send it into them tomorrow. And then I'm going to deal with that. We don't talk the talk, but yep, there we go. All right. Another wonderful nation members. Again, I am American. All right. So like I said, we making things happen. Yes, it's always real. It's always real, Messiah. You already know. Like I tell people, man, too many fake people out there. And for me to try to be another fake one, I would rather not do this, period. Okay? I cannot be fake and doing this. How can you say you're working on behalf of the ancestors, but you out here lying to the people and misusing the people and tricking the people and, deceiving the people? Nah, man. You know what? That could be true. They could be working on behalf of the ancestors. It depends on which ancestors, because you had some ancestors that were sellouts. And a lot of these people have their bloodlines in them. You know what I'm saying? So when people talk, sometimes we got to listen. All right? For real. We got to listen. That I just have to say that. You know what I mean? But for me, I'd rather not do it if I know I'm going to be fake. For real. So I love it. You know, I love it. So, guys, oh, I don't want to leave, but I gotta go. I gotta go right now. I'm tired. My eyes are bloodshot. All this traveling. So we'll talk soon. All right. Peace and love to you guys. Have a great night, a great continuation. Be good to each other, and learn what it is to be the true definition of I am my brothers and sisters keeper. All right. Don't forget, all right, that there's a difference between legal and lawful. Anytime you have a legal situation, that means it's unlawful. They are tricking you. All right. Anytime you have a legal situation, it means that it's unlawful. All right. What I'm saying is they're telling you it's illegal, it's legal, but the truth of the matter is it's unlawful because they don't have laws. They are not following laws. They have just instituted a legal system, and everything in that legal system is actually goes against the Constitution. So they are breaking the laws. So anytime you have a legal situation, just know you could beat it. That's what I'm saying. In essence, that's what I'm saying. Any legal situation, I don't care what it is, you could beat it. All right. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. All right. And never sign anything. Never sign anything, because that is your, and I'm going to talk about the whole signature and the birth certificate in a video. I'm going to go in detail on that. It's only when you sign it becomes alive. Okay. So you are the one who created, no, well, you didn't create the matrix. You give the matrix life, and you continue to feed it and give it life because you continue to sign everything. Okay. So stop signing everything, man. Stop. Okay. You're hurting yourself when you do that. Stop getting into these contracts that you don't have a true understanding of, because it's hurting you. All right. So you could rescind everything. And like I said, I could show you guys how to do all that. Okay. And guide you through it too as well. And if it's not hurting you, then it's okay. But if it's hurting you, then you could get rid of it. Okay. All right. Peace and love. I'm out. We'll talk soon. Where's the end button? All right. Good night, folks. Peace.